Okay.
And we are back once again. Welcome to episode 18. This is a special Memorial Day episode that we're launching out today. And for all of y'all, you're not your screen is not glitching. You are seeing a familiar face.
Yo,
Welcome back to the show, Deuce.
thank
Yeah,
you.
Deuce. It's back.
Deuce is back again. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't gonna do that. So, Deuce, tell us what you've been up to since the last time you've been on.
Okay, so I'm no longer in the sixth grade. I'm now seventh grader. And not too long ago, I finally left the house in a long time. Besides going to school and working now, so I finally got to
Working.
do something besides like playing basketball and going to school.
Okay. Now, I love animals. I love dogs. But this dude's gonna wait until we go live to start yapping. I'm over here dog sitting, so he needs to settle down and have some show respect. So congratulations, Deuce, on passing the sixth grade,
Yes.
making it to the seventh grade. You know, party next time you be on here, you'll be talking like Carlos. Hey, man,
The
I'm
deep voice
Deuce.
and everything.
Right. So this is a big summer for you. All right. This is a
Yeah,
big summer. We gonna lock in. We're gonna stay in touch about that. We're gonna lock in, man, and get you big time for seventh grade. Because remember, you said you want to be Duncan, so I don't forget. So Carlos,
Yes.
how's your Memorial Day been?
Been good. Today I had a workout, had an hour workout outside, and this Florida heat. It's scorching hot, 95 degrees. It was hot.
I had nothing to do with it. I didn't tell him to go out there
Oh, it's all me. I,
and
I
uh,
wanted to do it.
and sweat all up in the. I'm about to kick you out my office. I'm about to kick you out the office. Oh, he's talking back. I'll be right back, guys. Go ahead, Carlos. You and Deuce can handle this until I get back.
Yeah, player on player here. Yeah, dude. So went outside in this 95-degree heat. Like I wanted to do it myself. Like there's times that you got to go out like work out like by yourself. Like you got to tell yourself like I want to go out there and work out. You know what I mean? Like it's not every time got to be like a coach got to train you. Like sometimes you got to train yourself. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah. So how is it been so far? You doing good?
yeah. How about you?
Doing good. Summer's coming up. Basketball ramping up, and yeah, high school basketball's ramping up, and travel season in July.
Cause I think I got a tournament next week or the week after next week. It's either one of those two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I have a tournaments from back to back since it's like summer now and we're out of school.
Oh yeah, that was back to back. Yep, those tournaments are coming. Summertime.
Well, I'm back.
Hmm.
For For all my animal lovers out there, they love anybody that has an animal. Understand they love attention, and when you don't give it, they're gonna make sure they get it. But for right now, as you hear him, he's cutting up because I kicked him out the studio. So, um, you know, he's over here by the door, just like let me back in, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, no, no.
But y'all gonna hear a dog barking throughout the whole episode.
Okay, that's all right.
So Carlos,
Yes,
today's theme Memorial Day.
yes.
Tell the audience what Memorial Day means to you.
Memorial Day, just to remember the fallen, remember the fallen veterans, soldiers, just saluting them today on Memorial Day, just remembering them.
Yeah, that's what today is all about. That's what Memorial Day is. We're remembering, honoring our fallen. What the heck was that?
Hmm?
What was that? Somebody's mic just did some.
You're good. Yep.
Frequencies of going live. But yeah, that's what today is all about. Memorial Day, honoring honoring the our fallen heroes. So what we're going to do um, is we're going to just give a moment of silence for our fallen heroes that paid the ultimate sacrifice, so we can have our freedom and so we can go about our days doing what we're doing, so we can play our basketball tournaments, we can train and do everything that we love doing. So let's give a quick moment of silence for our fallen heroes. All right. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, guys. So, Deuce,
Yeah.
to you, what does Memorial Day mean to you?
So, like what Carlos said, getting to remember the fallen soldiers and getting to honor them for what they did.
Yep. Yep.
Definitely.
Exactly. Exactly. Just short and straight to the point.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I know everyone has a family member that's in the service right now or knows someone in the service. When you see them, regardless of what kind of day you're having, always thank them for their service.
Of course.
Make them know that they're appreciated because you never know. The small gesture might mean a lot to them
Yeah. Yeah. Most
because
definitely.
because some of them don't even feel like they're appreciated for what they did, or people don't realize what they've been through. And these soldiers, they've been through a lot, some unheard of things that you never ever have seen, and they've lost brothers out there that they were really close to that they'll never see again, and they think about that all the time. So especially when Memorial Day comes around. So always when you see a veteran, or even an active duty, always when you see them, thank them for their service and be
Yep.
sincere about it when you say it too.
Yeah. Obviously. Yeah.
Don't just go up there and say, "Hey man, thank you for your service," and you don't mean it. Just just to get clout. No, actually mean it.
Yeah.
So Carlos,
Yes.
real quick, do you know anyone that's in this active service or retired?
My uncle was a part of the he was a part of the military.
Okay. You
Yeah.
know what? You remember what branch?
No, I don't.
Okay. So when you see him, always
Yep.
give him that salute and thank him for his service.
Of
What
course.
about you, Deuce?
I don't really know, to be honest.
Well, you better
I
find.
don't know.
Well, I'm gonna. You got to find one. You got to
But
find
do
one.
you know
Nah.
anyone army military?
You have your cousin Lawrence. He's in the Air Force. Your uncle Kenny, who is in the Marines. your other cousin Kenny, who was in the Marines. Then you have my cousin, who's passed on, Myron, cousin Kenny. He was in the Marine Corps as well. Then your mom's best friend, Auntie Shay, is a veteran from the Air Force.
Oh, okay. So my auntie, she was in the Air Force. Both, most of my uncles, Army, Marines, and I think just those two.
Your cousin Lawrence is
And then cousin Lawrence is what?
in the Air Force.
And
He's
then
active right now
then cousin Lawrence, who is active right now,
in the Air Force.
he's in the Air Force.
Okay. See, we all have family members that served.
Yep.
Rest in peace to my late uncle, who is also in the Air Force. I have my nephew, who I'm about to tell my age, but he had just recently retired from the Navy. Um, my dad served in the Army, and I served a little bit in the Marine Corps. But but yeah, always, we just paying our respects to the military and those that have paved the way and passed and paid the ultimate sacrifice for us.
Yep.
So that's what this day is all about. Yeah, it's cool to have your barbecues. It's good. It's cool to sit with family. It's cool to take your vacations out to the lake and all that. But always remember what this day truly is about.
Yep. Most definitely.
Okay. And if this dog don't stop, never mind. So, Deuce,
Yeah.
last time we talked, last time we talked, you guys had a heated debate
Yep.
over LeBron James and Larry Bird.
Durant.
I mean Kevin
Yeah.
Durant.
Larry Bird, Kevin
Yeah,
Durant.
my bad. Kevin Durant and Larry Bird. I like how he corrected me. Um, I like how he corrected me without calling me stupid.
Wow.
So yeah, I had a heated debate on those two, and you can always rewatch it on Deuce's episode. It was truly hilarious, but they both made valid points. However, as of right now, we know Larry Bird's team and Kevin Durant's Kevin Durant's original team, it's still active in the playoffs, and Larry Bird's previous team is not.
It's eliminated.
So I think Deuce is happy about that.
How y'all lose to the bum Knicks, bro?
To the bum Knicks.
Like I know y'all ain't have JT, but bro, y'all still got another Finals MVP. Y'all still lost
One second, y'all. 1 second.
Wow.
the dog.
Oh damn. But respect. Like wait.
Hey,
But
me personally, I don't care about the OKC. I care about Timberwolves.
right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The T Wolves, they responded in game 3. I love it.
I could never lose by 47.
Oh yeah. Lose by 47. That's back when I played child basketball, like I would lose by like 50, 47. Like, and I think I said this story on this podcast one time. It was about that when I was in my first child team, we played like a nationally ranked team, and we like lost by like 50.
Oh,
Yeah, it was awful.
Why are we talking about people losing by 50?
oh, okay. See,
Yeah, he
Oh,
he was
I'm
talking
I'm
about
I'm a
game
wolf.
3, Deuce. Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, that was an anomaly. But we're
I
gonna
was,
touch.
I was happy.
You was happy that the OKC lost by 50.
Yes, I'm a Wolves fan. I don't like SGA.
This guy here, you are
like
banned
SGA.
from talking about Kevin Durant forever. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't like I don't like SGA.
He don't like SGA. Oh, so as you see, when we go live, we learn new things.
Yep.
And as y'all can see from the corner of my screen, the troublemaker that's making all this noise, this little coffee colored puppy over here that I'm dog sitting for, making all this racket.
Troublemaker right there.
That troublemaker. I'm
Yep.
gonna send him over. I'm gonna repackage him and send him over to Deuce. Deuce,
Nah.
that's gonna be all Deuce for
You
the
got
next 4 days.
Nah,
you
he
got that.
good. Nah, he
Oh,
good.
he said you got that.
You got that.
Yeah, yeah, keep that there.
Nah, I'm gonna send it over to Deuce.
Mm-mm.
I
Like, give
don't
it to
know.
Carlos. Give it to
Oh,
Carlos.
give it to me. I
Mm-mm,
I don't I don't have time for that. I don't got time for
this
dogs or
dog.
pets.
They gonna. No, 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 no. Nah, can't give him to Carlos. They're too busy.
Yeah, yeah, I'm too busy.
This dog needs attention. And we saw the Ravens thing. We gonna have our football episode. Well, we're
Yeah.
gonna go into details of the playoffs a little bit later. So, how's your sports knowledge, Deuce?
I would say good. If we're talking about NBA, good, very good. If we're talking about NFL, bad.
Okay. Well, we're gonna see how we gonna test his baseball knowledge.
Baseball,
Oh, yeah, yeah, that was a shocker. Now we're not gonna get like too in depth because I'm not really too in depth with baseball. Yeah,
All
no
right,
offense to all the baseball fans. No offense.
but before we go, we have a few topics that Carlos has been wanting to talk about for the last 2 weeks that we haven't really got into it. But yes, this is not recent. This happened a while ago,
yes.
Way
but
wild, bro.
we're gonna talk about this George Pickens trade that went down with him leaving the NFC North to go to the AFC North. I don't know why I say NFC North. Wow, leaving the AFC North to go to the NFC East
Should have went to the Ravens.
to play with the Dallas Cowboys. So, Carlos, this is your
No,
topic.
Boo Cowboys. No,
He doesn't like the
you
Cowboys.
should have went to the Ravens.
Should have
Nah,
stayed in the division.
I'm not a Cowboys fan either. But what do you think about this was your one of your topics, Carlos? So what do you think about this trade? I know you've been wanting to talk on it for a while.
Yeah, this happened like a while ago, obviously, with the George Pickens trade, but the Cowboys picked up another receiver once again, George Pickens. Again, now George Pickens, CD Lamb, but the Cowboys are just still going to be the same. They're going to be a wild card team and then lose in the first round.
Mhm.
Ooh, man has no confidence in them.
I have no confidence in the Cowboys right now.
They
They're
picked up
cursed.
a new weapon to go on the opposite side of CD Lamb,
So
which is what they've been asking for.
I don't believe in the Cowboys until I see it. That's all.
My dad
Wow,
said, "Hey,
What?
wow.
my
He
dad
has.
said, hey,
Your dad said what?
hey."
Oh,
He said,
hey,
"Throw it on his Cowboys."
your dad's a Cowboy fan. Uh oh,
Oh Lord,
uh
these
oh.
Cowboys fans. Stephen A makes fun of them every time he gets to.
Mhm.
Don't mention Stephen A. His dad might come on the show.
His
And
dad.
he might log in on another device and come on this show just to talk to you, Carlos.
I'm down. I'm down.
Ooh, you hear that big? You hear that big Terrell? Carlos said he want to smoke.
Oh, him. Oh, no, and I thought you were talking about Stephen A's dad. Well, I was like, what the heck?
No, I was talking about Terrell's dad.
Oh, you're talking about Deuce's dad.
Yeah, he's the cow. What do you think Deuce was talking about?
Oh,
He only
I,
has one dad.
I know. And I thought you were talking about Stephen A and I mentioned it.
Something about the Cowboys.
Hey,
You
Yeah.
the one told hey, you tell Big Terrell you want the smoke. So now if he log in if he log in on his iPad and get
Yeah.
on and go at you, that's that's you call for the smoke.
Hey, I can't. We down right now. It's all right. It's all right. We ain't won in about 28 years. It's all right. But we gonna have our time.
Well, we talking about the George Pickens trade.
yeah,
Yeah,
George
that
Pickens.
that was a good pickup. But we got to get a quarterback that can actually get him the ball.
Ooh, he's a Cowboy fan and has no
Yo,
confidence in Dak Prescott. Man, this man dislocated his ankle for y'all.
yeah,
But we won more games with Cooper Cup. No, not Cooper Cup, but Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush. Yep.
Oh,
Cooper Rush
geez.
is a better game manager. Once Dak, in my opinion, once Dak got hurt, he stopped using his best gift that he had, which was his legs. And he started to try to become a pocket passer. And that's not where his strength is, in my opinion.
Well, that's coming from a 100% Cowboy fan that watches, that studies the games on a weekly basis. So I ain't
Yeah,
gonna argue with him.
I'm not.
yeah.
I ain't
But
gonna I ain't gonna argue with him. I mean, he does put up good numbers, but
yeah,
there,
but it's
but
all but in all fairness, it's in garbage time. We have yet to see Dak walk a team down and win the game when they're all on the line.
hey, Tony Romo did.
Oh, that's my man.
I know him. I went to his house before.
Deuce used to play on the team with Tony Romo's son.
Oh, shout out to Tony Romo.
Yep,
Yeah.
really good dude, man.
Yeah, Tony Romo did. They haven't Cowboys haven't had playoff success since he left.
Absolutely.
He need to come back.
Let's come back.
Yeah, but remember they used to dog Tony. They used to dog Tony Romo all the time. You know how fanatics are.
Mm-hmm.
I used to dog Tony Romo all the time, and now I always said you're gonna miss him when he's gone.
Yep,
They
absolutely.
got their new toy in Dak, and then they kicked Tony Romo to the curb. And now they want to kick that Dak to the curb.
Yep. Pretty much.
So what is your deuce? Shout out to baby KD.
Yep.
What
So,
is what is your thoughts on this trade besides you want him to go to the Ravens?
oh,
Bruce
so
Bruce will
me,
love you because Bruce is a Ravens fan.
so me personally, in this in this situation, if I was a Cowboys fan, I'll be like, I would say this is a good pickup for them, especially since they got two good receivers now, in C.D. Lamb and George Pickens, obviously. Since they just picked them up, I'll say this is a good pickup in the offseason. And I know you said besides this, but he should have went to the Ravens.
They'll believe.
Well, since you're a Ravens fan, man, what is your outlook on the season? You
Uh,
guys were you guys were one game away from going to the Super Bowl for the first time under Lamar Jackson. You got that monster in the backfield in Derrick Henry.
mhm.
Um, you picked up some key pieces on defense in the draft.
Mhm.
That was solid for your secondary. And you also have Shador in your conference now.
Man, we ain't worried about him.
He's not worried about it one bit.
But what is your outlook on the Steelers season coming up? Because you guys have we'll have to bring you back when we have our NFL episode. But
Steelers cooked. They don't got George Pickens no more. All they got is Justin Field.
what they got
Now, who else they got?
they got
They got what?
oh wow, I hate when I can't remember names. They made that big acquisition from Seattle.
Oh yeah, they got him and
You
then
still got
Justin Field.
no. They still have I
They
have
don't
one.
got Justin Field no more.
Nah, he got traded to
No, and then Justin Fields is. We don't know who their quarterback is. I
yeah,
don't
we
know who
don't
their
even know.
starting quarterback is.
Yeah, but Justin Fields went to the Jets.
Justin
Yeah.
Fields is gone.
Yep.
But
So why are they trading all these star players? They
have,
I,
still for their son?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they're selling to get trying to get that new the new Manning that's coming out next year.
Ark Manning.
Archie Manning.
Yep, him.
Maybe they're selling for him. Who knows? But what do you how do you think your Steelers on your Steelers? Wow, how do you think your Ravens are going to do this coming upcoming
Super
season?
Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Okay.
Mm-mm. I think the Dolphins have something to say about that.
To
Hmm.
be honest, all we got to do is get OBJ back, and then we be good.
OBJ.
Yeah, we got OBJ. You remember?
I do. Wow. He said.
Well, they
Oh,
had
he said
OBJ.
Odell
OBJ is
Beckham
OB.
Jr.
We just need
with.
OBJ back and then we be good. We either need OBJ or Tyreek. Then we be good.
Oh, he trying to steal Tyreek. He trying to steal
He just
Tyreek
said
from your Dolphins.
Tyreek. Man, the Dolphins gave up literally a fortune for Tyreek. Like they gave a
Wow.
fortune to the Chiefs for Tyreek.
They sure
Like
did.
yeah, they went all in for Tyreek.
Just to lose in the playoffs.
They they
Oh,
sure did.
wow. Okay.
So, what do you think
Well,
you guys are going to do different to get past the Chiefs?
Deuce.
If the Eagles can beat the Chiefs, then so can we.
Hmm?
If the
Okay.
Eagles can beat the Chiefs, then so can we.
But you haven't done it yet. So,
I mean, they all been close games though.
but what you gonna what you think what you guys gonna do this year that's gonna get you over the hump?
Play more aggressive. And also, instead of trying to I think we need a player that could get up a little bit higher on defense, so he can try to get a sack.
Okay, like a
Cause
defensive back.
The Chiefs ain't physical. So
I
I
hear
think
it.
we can be more physical when we play them, like how the Eagles did, and blitz a little bit more. So yeah,
Well, like I said, you guys did boost to your secondary in the draft. Um, you guys did boost to your secondary. Um, so you did pick up some key pieces on your defense, which is weird to say about the AFC North, which is gonna that they're getting geared toward pass defense rather than run defense, because the AFC is a dogfight every week, especially that especially that division. You got Shador Sanders now in that division. You got Cincinnati, of course.
Joe Burrow.
I think they're gonna I think they're gonna bounce back. Don't know what Pittsburgh is going to do. Well, without a QB,
get that receiver.
having alien at wide receiver doesn't mean nothing if you got nobody to throw it to him.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
so
that
and
that is
then
true.
anybody, and you guys got any final thoughts on this little quick one before we move on?
He
No,
should went to the Ravens.
he should went to the Ravens. Should have went to the Ravens.
Bruce will love you. Like I said, Bruce is a diehard Ravens fan.
Yes, he is.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. He could
And
bring
then
that up.
we're gonna discuss this in depth when we have our college football episode, when we get closer to college football season, which will be in August. But this is something that we're gonna highlight real quick, about Akron being bowl ineligible coming up. So I know this is not a current topic, but this is something that we've been wanting to talk about for a while. So Carlos, I'll let you lead the way with this one.
So, as you can see, Akron, um, they were the worst team in college football this year. They were awful this year. As you can see, they're both ineligible already. Like they're already so they can basically go 12-0 and not go to a college football playoff. Uh, Coach C, do you know why?
Tell me
Because
Uh,
why? Because
yeah,
they
Deuce.
trash.
Uh, yeah, that's number one. But Deuce, do you know?
um because their coach is horrible.
Well, no, not that
Because LeBron's not playing.
because
Come
LeBron's not playing for Akron.
come on, dudes.
I mean,
Come on,
It
man.
means Akron.
yeah, Akron, yeah.
It's Akron. LeBron's not playing.
No, not that.
Um, I don't know. Then
You don't know? Okay,
I was good.
I saw
This is for
someone
you, Deuce.
Yo, was good, Bryson.
Bryson.
Thank you for coming on, Bryson. Make sure on your way out, subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit that bell icon so you know every time that we're going live. Shout out to Chief.
Oh, he's here. Hey, there he is.
Chief, man. Chief is also one of our vets here. I don't know if he caught the beginning of the show when we was giving our takes on Memorial Day and how we appreciate all of our servicemen, ones that are actively serving and the ones that that have passed and paid the ultimate sacrifice, which is what this day is about, which is what this show is 100% attributed to, honoring them, even though we're talking sports. But thanks to them, we're able to have podcasts like this and talk about sports. We have that freedom to do that. So shout out to my brothers. Shout out to Chief, which is one of our servicemen, and with the U.S. Navy. Now, like I told them earlier, my nephew just retired last year from the Navy, Chief.
Oh, wow.
So shout out. Click
Yes.
that link. Just click that link, Chief,
Join in.
and get on here and get on. This episode is your cup of tea, man. We're talking sports. So
Most definitely. Yep.
so
All
so
right.
get,
Hmm?
so get on here.
Yeah, tell him to get on here.
So Carlos,
Yes.
tell us why Akron is bowl ineligible.
Yeah, the reason why they're bowl ineligible because they are horrible in their academics.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
They're
that's why
dumb.
they're stupid. They're dumb. Yeah, so basically in the NCAA, you got to have like a required like academic progress rate that is like, academics and they measure it. So they fell below the threshold and therefore they're bowl ineligible.
Just sell the team. Cause how y'all bad and y'all dumb.
Yeah, so I feel bad for all the fans like uh yeah, they're bowl ineligible. So they can go 12-0, blow everybody by 100, but still can't.
Guys, let's be professional.
Yeah,
Cause they're
but how?
Let's be
about
professional.
How do you fall below academic progress rate, Tony?
Let's
Like,
uh let's be let's
like
be
out of the whole team.
let's be professional now. No, no, let's not call them dumb for making a bad decision.
okay, Tony. So here's a trivia question for you. Okay, so as you can see, Akron, bowl ineligible academic. Oh, there's Chief.
Stay focused, Carlos.
yes. Okay, so Tony. Okay, when was the last time this happened, Tony?
I think this is the first time.
I can't
No,
remember
no.
anybody any university being ineligible for academics.
Okay,
I
so
can
Not
how,
think
in not in my lifetime.
no. You sure about that?
Wait a minute. The only thing I could think about
Hey,
maybe.
who's that? Whose voice is this? Interrupting me. I thought we only had Carlos and Deuce on here. Hey, Chief
Yeah,
snuck up in on the show.
there he is.
What's up,
Yes, sir.
Chief?
Yes, sir. To my favorite guy of the United States Marine Corps, Devil Dog, Coach T.
Thank you.
When I think about Marines, I think about him. Tough, willing to get the job done, but they have a heart of scarlet gold. That's
Oh,
my man.
I have a heart of scarlet gold.
Hmm.
Scarlet and gold.
Before we go any further, this is Kaysen's dad. You remember the Kaysen who was on episode 3?
Yes.
I want to give a shout out. Kaysen, I invited Kaysen on today, but he is exhausted. He had won another cup this
All
morning.
right.
Oh wow, he won.
So
That is
we're letting him rest up today. But he won a cup bigger than the last one I showed you.
Yeah.
So, Kaysen, if you're watching, Kaysen, from the Be Ready Sports podcast, we want to say congratulations, man. Congratulations on your huge win today. We are huge fans of you. We need some footage from that game. So, and you got to give us your schedule so we can support. But we wish you was on here talking with us, but we understand you got to get your rest. You won a big game, but we wanted the person to give you a shout out, Kason, because we greatly appreciate and we respect what you do on that field, man. You're one of one. So shout out to you, Kason.
All right, so back to the trivia question, Tony. So when was the last time this happened?
I didn't know we was doing trivia time.
Yeah.
You.
I didn't know we was having trivia time.
Trivia.
Since we're in the topic,
Like I said, I don't remember that ever happening in my lifetime.
Wait,
remember?
Well,
Are you sure about that?
can I get a guess, Carlos?
Yeah, Chief.
It wasn't SMU though, was it?
I don't know. It wasn't SMU.
Okay, it wasn't SMU. I remember them getting the tail fiddle.
I remember people getting. I remember them getting suspension. Academic. Not academic, but bowl ineligible for recruiting violations
Yeah,
and spending money on boosters and
yeah, that was like
spending too much money, like that happened to USC. Um, that's when they took away our national championship and then gave it back.
Right.
But I never. But no, about being ineligible for academics, unless it wasn't a D1 school.
Right.
this school was an FCS school, so it might not be a popular school. It's an FCS school.
What's an FCS?
So in college football, there's FBS, which stands for the Football Bowl Subdivision. So basically, it's like all the big teams, like the Ohio States, the Florida States.
Oh, the organs.
Yes, that's all the big schools. Meanwhile, the FCS is like all the lower Division One schools.
It's like pretty much a D2 league, but for D1 schools.
Pretty much, yeah. But they're Division One though.
Okay.
Yeah, they're lower Division One.
Okay.
Okay, so you give up, Chief, Coach T?
Yeah, I give up. I can't think of it right now.
Notre Dame.
No. No.
Akron for the first time.
No. It wasn't the first time. The last time this happened was in 2014, Idaho.
Oh. Wait, Idaho. What's happening to Idaho?
I'm talking about it.
Yeah, the University of Idaho.
2014.
Ooh.
That's when the last time it happened, 11 years ago.
What was I doing in 2014? Oh yeah, I was watching KD win the MVP.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a tearjerker in 2014 when Katie won.
He gave the speech of all speeches.
He gave a tearjerker.
The greatest speech of all time.
The speech of all speeches. That's Deuce's guy, by the way, Chief.
Okay.
KD. That's baby KD right there. Put some respect on his name. No, I'm just kidding.
I got you there, Deuce.
But I do want to make an announcement on the show. I hope Big Terrell doesn't kill me for making this announcement on the show. But I'm going to be an official sponsor for Deuce for his basketball career going forward. So I'm going to be working hand in hand with Deuce. So we want to I just want to make that announcement while Deuce is on here. So you're going to see a lot of big things coming from Deuce from Deuce's camp. So and I'm going to have a big hand in it.
All right.
So he's part of the Coach T sports family.
All right.
Carlos has also been a part of it from day one. But
yes.
We're going to welcome Deuce, even though he's a Ravens fan.
Nothing wrong with being a Ravens fan.
I think Chief's a Ravens fan. Chief. You're a Ravens fan, Chief, too, right?
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah. You and Deuce got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So we was talking about you came in on the George Pickens trade. He thinks that you guys should have picked up.
We should have got George Pickens, not the Cowboys.
And you would be right. And you would be right, Deuce.
We could do something.
And you would be right. You're a young man, wise beyond your years of age. We sure should have.
But
we could do something with him. The Cowboys can't. They got some who can't throw. or overthrows.
or overthrows.
We have someone who throws perfect passes and can run.
Be careful what you say about the Cowboys. You know, you got somebody in your house that
The
controls your
Cowboys
betting.
suck.
Oh damn!
Man, he got
Damn!
Oh,
whoa,
Damn! Got
whoa,
him.
Hmm.
whoa, jeez, Weezy, going at your pops like that.
Going
He
at it.
might he might yank you off the show, man. Come on.
Yeah, man.
Deuce is hey, dude. We gotta get Deuce on the format podcast, man. He
On
is
the
built for
format.
debate. He is built
Yeah,
for
we do.
debates. We gotta get him on there. We gotta make that happen. We gotta coordinate with Bruce and make that happen.
Oh yeah.
But y'all ready to get into our first topic?
Yep. Let's go.
Let's go.
You ready to get on the first topic, Chief? You part of you. Hey, you are original OG that been here since this day one. So you're gonna be a part of this episode.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna get into. I think this was inspired from yesterday's show because we had a shout out to Jay Spears. Go watch episode 17. We had our first baseball player on here, and that kid has a ton of achievements already at 11 years old.
Yeah.
So it is phenomenal many accomplishments that he has. But check out episode 17. He was on here yesterday. But you guys can barely see it. Um, I
What's
had
this?
to I had to zoom in on my screen. I don't know if it zoomed in on you guys' screen,
Right.
but here's the current standings.
For
Carlos,
baseball?
Yes.
Carlos, next time separate the American League from the National League
Yeah.
because we cannot see the National League standings.
Right.
And I think I sent you the National League.
You said they combine into one.
No, no, I think I sent you the both of them.
This is how it.
Or did I?
This
No,
is how it came.
and I did. Yeah.
This is how it came out. Anyway,
How about you check your messages because and I sent you both.
I did.
You sure
This
about
is
that?
how it is. That's how I loaded up on the show. Anyway, we're live, so we can't go backwards.
All right.
Um. So as of now, everyone knows that
All right.
if you look at the Yankees, if they keep up the track record that they're on, they could um, break the record for the most runs scored in the season because they've been. Am I lying, Chief? They've been cracking bats this year.
Oh yeah.
They're currently have 296 official runs scored
Oh wow. Yeah.
Hmm.
for the season, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
For 54 games into the season, you already almost have 300 runs scored. They have a plus minus differential of. They have the highest plus minus differential of the league right now. They're plus 107. So, and they were just in the World Series last year. So they're looking like there might be favorites to come back. But we look like the Detroit Tigers have something to say about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Detroit.
yeah.
They're sneaking up in there. Detroit.
Yeah, as of right now, they have the best record in the American League right now at 34,
Nice.
Yeah.
34 and 20. The Yankees are not too far behind at 32 and 20. But the biggest story, like I said, is they made the decision, the Yankees, to switch to those funnel bats.
Torpedo.
I mean those torpedo bats, where they give you more power, but you have to hit with precision
Right.
with those for it to work. But it's been working with them, and I did my research. It is not illegal for what they're doing. But we start off. We start off with you, Chief.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the Yankees season so far? Do you think they're favorites to win it all? or do you think this is just early season hot streak?
Well, with the Yankees, based on their history last year, they could, they're pretty much they could. I believe they have a good shot at winning it this year.
I think my Dodgers would disagree with you, but
I always give respect to the Dodgers, but you know, this might be the year for the comeback. Hey, the Knicks are doing good too, so something finna break in New York.
well, the Mets are the Mets are right there though.
Yeah, the Mets.
The Mets are right there. You know they made that big. They made that big move with their pitcher. But real quick, there is a huge echo.
Yeah, that's from I think Chief side. I think.
Do you have the if you mute the show in the background, Chief, if you have it playing?
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Thought I did. Was that better?
Let me see.
No.
No, it's the echo is still there. It's like every time anyone says anything, that echo is there.
What about now?
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
no, it's still there.
Yeah. 'Cause I have it off. Um,
I don't know what it is. It just started recently.
Do you hear it, Carlos?
Um. Yeah.
Say something new. Well, we heard it. He just whipped his hair back and forth. We heard it.
Okay.
All right, Chief, go ahead and
Yeah.
exit the studio and come back in real quick. See if that fixes it.
Okay.
You good over there, Deuce?
Yeah.
I went over here singing. The baseball topic boring you?
Hmm?
The baseball topic boring you?
I don't know baseball.
All
Doesn't
right.
know baseball like that.
Like I know my dad played, but I don't know it though.
All right. While we wait on Chief to come back, yeah, the echo is gone. So
Yes.
once he gets that squared away, it could. I think it's partly because he was watching the show, and then when he came on, I think
Probably.
it caused that echo.
Probably.
Um. So while we waiting on him, who is your favorites, Carlos,
Hmm.
um to win it all this year? I still think the Dodgers are going to repeat.
Me too.
Dodgers repeat. There's contenders. As you can see, the Yankees, they're up there. You got the Tigers sneaking in there. Like I believe they lead the American right now. Um, the Mariners, they lead the West. As you can see in the bottom half, they're in the National League. The Phillies, 34-19. Bryce Harper and that Phillies team. You gotta look out for them. The Mets, they got Juan Soto, Francisco Lindor. They've got some players over there in New York. Um, Obviously, the Dodgers out in the National League West. But right now, it's pretty much all over the place right now. But I think if I had to say right now, probably the Dodgers right now. I think the Dodgers, they look really good right now. They got Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. They've got a really good list of players over there in LA.
Of course, it's L.A.
Los Angeles, yep, you already know.
Right, Deuce?
Yep.
That's L.A. So we all taking Dodger blue, right?
Yeah.
Right now, yes.
Jace might disagree though. Jace is a huge Yankees fan.
Hmm.
But do you think the Yankees have what it takes to come out the American League, or do you think it's going to be a shocker?
I
Hmm.
think they got a chance.
You think
You
they do?
know,
Yeah.
it might be a Detroit versus New York type of matchup in the championship series in the ALCS. But you never know. You never know from there. Probably Detroit could shock the world in the American League. Okay, it should be better now because I'm not hearing an echo.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, my question was to you, Chief. The Dodgers are knocking it out the park right now. Do you think they can sustain it for the rest of the season, or do you think it's just an early season hot streak and they may fizzle out?
I think
Yeah.
they can maintain it. Your Dodgers can maintain it. Um, they've been a consistently good team these last couple of years, so I think they'll be able to pull it out.
So who do you think is gonna come out early pick for the World Series champions in October? Who do you have from based on what you've seen so far this year?
I'm gonna go with the Yankees.
Yankees. Jason
Going
love you for that pick. The rest of the panel, we all going Dodger blue.
Dodger Blue.
Yeah,
Nothing personal, but
it's
I
just
think it's
business. No, I'm just kidding.
just just business.
Nothing
Yeah,
personal. It's just business. No.
yeah.
All right. So that was just a quick topic. Let's go into
Stanley
let's
Cup.
go into the Stanley Cup real quick. I'm getting all these out the way because you see
Right.
our third panelist's face crunched up when he saw the Stanley Cup
Hey,
come on
but
the screen.
Deuce. Now Carlos will put you on game about hockey because I really didn't know anything too much about hockey uh, when the show first started off. But he'll get you caught up to speed on hockey.
And
Yes.
you got to watch that full segment that he did.
Yeah, he did a great job
Um,
on it.
if you it's in our archive well, not in our archive, but in our video section on our channel.
Yes.
You'll see he did a whole segment on hockey. So what he said was consistent. The President's Cup winner has been eliminated.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Yep. They're out.
They were eliminated, but the talk of the town right now is the Florida Panthers.
Okay.
Not only are they up 3-0, but they've done it in dominant fashion.
Hmm.
They have scored. The goal disparity in that series is the equivalent of an NBA game winning by an average of 30 points a game.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's been
That's
like
how
crazy.
lopsided that series has been.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been. Whew.
Yeah,
It's been
they're
cooking.
just they're walking through the Avalanche right now.
Hmm.
Just get the brooms.
Hur-
Not the Avalanche,
hur-
the
hur-
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes.
They're walking through the Hurricanes right
Huh.
now.
Yep.
Like the state of Florida is not afraid of no hurricanes, man. The
Nah.
hurricanes are afraid of Florida.
Yep.
Florida's built different, man.
Right.
So, Deuce,
Yeah.
after learning that, what are your takes on that on the Stanley Cup Eastern Conference Finals? Finding out now the Florida Panthers, our local team, is winning that by dominant fashion like that.
So I would say about the Florida Panthers, that's just bring out the brooms. They finna sweep them.
I love it.
And I
Cause
think I think
even
game
if,
4 is
even if,
what, tomorrow, today or tomorrow?
It's tonight.
It's tonight. Yeah,
cause even if they do win, even if the what's that team? The
The
other team,
Hurricanes.
Hurricane.
Carolina Hurricanes.
Even if
There
they're
ain't Hurricanes.
even if Carolina wins it, even though if Carolina wins today, they the Panthers still gonna win next time. They gonna
Um,
win the next game by at least
Right.
a slide.
Tell them what the goal disparity has been in that series, Carlos.
It's been like what 16 to like 4.
Oh God.
Crazy. Yeah. Like game 3, 6-2. Game 2, 5-zip. Game 1, 5-2.
Golly.
And blowouts. But I am a little bit worried about the Panthers though, because tonight they do have 3 key players out for the Panthers due to injuries. So I am a little bit worried about that, but
Cook.
they'll probably win game 4, but you have to keep an eye out west. As you can see, there's Dallas, Edmonton. As you can see, Dallas, they got through the Avalanche in game 7. They beat the President's Trophy winner in Winnipeg. And then you got the Edmonton Oilers. They beat the LA Kings. They beat the Golden Knights of Las Vegas in 5 games. They're a really dangerous team. They were in the Stanley Cup final last year against the Florida Panthers. Florida was up 3-zip, but then Edmonton made that comeback to make it 3-3, and then Florida won game 7, ultimately at the end, the Stanley Cup final. But, I'm a little bit worried about the Panthers, though. They got 3 key players out for the Panthers, and I think the Panthers, they can probably sweep tonight. I think their depth, they got a really good depth.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be party central down here in Sunrise, Florida. Tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, for them to go back to back,
Right.
but to understand how much this means to the state of Florida, you got to understand their history. It's like there was a time where attendance was so bad at the Florida Panthers games that they were thinking about relocating the team.
Yo.
Yeah, the NHL.
The NHL was thinking about relocating the team. That the attendance was so bad, but then something happened. The Panthers just started. They turned it around. And it's almost like they turned it around overnight,
Hmm. Okay.
and attendance started skyrocketing. It was like there's a point they couldn't even give away tickets.
Yeah,
They couldn't even give away tickets for free for people to come. I mean, it had gotten that bad.
yeah,
But
yeah. Like the only way to get in was like a valid ID. Like all you have to show was a valid ID, and you're good inside the BB&T Center. That's what it was before. It was called now the Amerant Bank Arena. That's what it is now. But before then, it was called the BB&T Center.
yeah, the BB and then I didn't know that was even a professional stadium. I didn't know when I didn't even know what that was because looking at it from the outside, it doesn't even look like a pro stadium. It just looks like one of those small arenas that you host like concerts in every now and then.
Yeah,
Maybe a small wrestling company come rent it out for an event,
yeah,
or they might have a college,
a
not a
van or
D1 school, but like a FCS school come in there and host their home games or something. Nope. You go in there, that stadium is humongous.
Hmm. Yeah, but didn't at one time the guy that owned the Dolphins used to own the Panthers?
Yes, Wayne Huizenga.
Okay.
Yes, he started the program back in 1993. He owned it back in 1993 and started the program.
Yep, but now times are different.
Right.
Um, Florida Panthers went to the Stanley Cup. I think the first year, I think they lost the first year.
Yeah.
Then they bounced back and won it
Yeah,
last year. Like I said, all their success and all this happened recently. Like
yeah,
it was very recent. Like there was a time that, like when I didn't even know they had a hockey team at first. When I first came
really.
out here,
Yeah.
and I know they had a hockey team. It's like, what the hell's the Florida Panthers? It was like hockey. But now times are different. But
Yep,
that Edmonton Oilers is a very very dangerous team, as you can see.
they
They
are.
they they're winning games just like the Panthers are. Like they could be down in the hockey deuce. Don't fall asleep on me, deuce. Hockey has three periods, unlike the
Basketball.
unlike basketball and other sports. But it's what 15 minute. It's 15 minutes,
Orange.
and they have two intermissions. So,
Mm,
but they can be the. There's one thing that the Panthers and the Oilers have in common. They can be down multiple goals in that third and final period, and they still find a way to win. Like
right.
the Oilers have been doing it this whole playoffs, and the Panthers have done it too. So I think, I believe it was either game one
Mhm.
that the Panthers were down, and they scored five straight goals to win the game.
Oh,
That
I think it was game
was
one, or it was the last game.
that was the last game. Yes, that was the last game. It was 1-1, and then the Panthers went on an explosion, like 6-1, just like that,
And
six
they
one.
scored five unanswered points.
Right. But far as Edmonton, I didn't remember them winning it last about what 1990. So it's been a while. But
Yeah,
they've always had greats like Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, Paul Coffey, Connor
yes,
McDavid, and those guys.
yep. Yeah, Connor McDavid there now. He's doing
Okay,
really
okay,
good.
yeah. So they had, yeah. So Edmonton had a history of having superstars.
Yep.
But Wayne be on his damage in L.A. But
Uh,
before we move on to the WNBA,
okay.
um, before we move on to the WNBA, because man, they just keep their names in the news, man. It's ridiculous. Who is your picks to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals? So we'll start with you, Deuce.
Florida and Dallas.
Dallas.
Oh, he got the Stars. Okay, you sticking with the local team. I see. Um, Chief, who do you have going to the Stanley Cup Final?
Ooh, I don't know. That information with that Carlos gave me about the Florida Panthers got me a little worried. I was going for the Panthers and the Oilers.
I think the Panthers still have enough to pull it,
Yeah,
to pull through and then get back healthy for the sweep will be important to them so they can get their rest,
right,
because I think that Oilers and Star series is going to go at least six or seven games.
Yep.
So getting that win tonight will be very huge for them to rest the Stars up and getting ready for the Stanley Cup Final. So I think they're going to close it out tonight. Um, but that series is tough out west
right,
It is.
because Stars is a dangerous team too. Like
right.
they're both dangerous teams. So, but
Yep.
but I think the Oilers might pull it out in the end, about 6 or 7. Carlos,
Yes.
you have the closing remarks on this and the final pick before we move on to the
Yes.
WNBA, which I call the Drama League.
Drama League. The Drama League.
The Drama League.
Um, I got Panthers win tonight. I got the Panthers win tonight. Their depth, they've got a really good depth. They've got a lot of great players. They got Brad Marchand, who was a captain over in Boston. Um, Matthew Kachuk, he's a really great player. Like he's a tough, nitty gritty type of player. Like he gets under your skin type of player. Like I think his intensity combined with Marchand and that depth in Florida, too much for the Hurricanes. It's gonna be a sweep tonight. Western Conference Finals. I've got Edmonton. I think they'll win Game 4 in that tough environment. Edmonton series might end in 6. It's gonna be Florida and Edmonton for the final for a rematch.
I think we putting our man Deuce to sleep.
Damn, Deuce.
Deuce, man, you been up all night. Man, you was gone. I was about to text your dad and tell him to come get you, man. You was about to fall out the chair. First time on this Be Ready Sports podcast.
And he pulling the Charles Barkley, man.
He's waiting. He's waiting for the basketball. He's waiting for us to
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about basketball. Terrell, man, give him some coffee. All right, let's get into the drama league. Let's get into the drama league. This is the season's young,
Right.
but this is the current standings as of right now for the WNBA. Um, I well, the shocker of me is the expansion team is 500. They're 2-2
Mm-hmm.
after that game one. After their first game, how they got destroyed opening day.
Great.
Um, Even with Kelsey Plum, the Sparks is still struggling, as you can see
Right.
Yep.
at the bottom of the West. Um, but look, the New York Liberty, undefeated,
Yep.
Yeah.
3-0.
Reigning defending champs.
No, that's Golden State. I'm sorry. I said
Hmm.
Las Vegas. Golden State is the expansion team
The
in
Golden
the
State
WNBA.
Valkyries.
They
That's
are two
Oh.
and one as an expansion team, but their own loss was they got dismantled.
Mm.
Um, but you see the Fever 2-2.
Right.
But look at Connecticut Sun
Washington.
as Owen is winless, and so is Angel Reese in Chi Town 0-3.
It's trying to get representation.
So let's start with so we can keep our men awake.
Come on.
Mhm.
We're talking about your favorite subject, basketball, man.
Right.
What stands out to you so far in the WNBA season?
How Minnesota's 4-0 right now, so they haven't lost a single game.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And then over to Chicago, how they're 0-3. I don't know how to say, I don't know what to say about that. So, most a player on that a specific player on that team talks all that trash, but can't carry their team like another player in the previous draft.
Hmm. Angel Reese. Yep.
It's 2 right now.
Hey, at the Be Ready Sportscast, we call it like it is. Put a name to it, Deuce. Put a name to it.
Put a
Don't
name
be
to it.
scared.
Chief wants you to put
Put a
a name
name to it.
to it.
So pretty much a team that is 3-0 right now.
Right.
We have a player named Angel Reese on that team who talks
Okay.
all that crap just to not be able to carry her team.
Okay.
Unlike a player who she says she's better than, which teams is 2-2 right now instead of 0-3 with
Okay.
Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
She's actually able to do something because ain't she averaging a triple double? Or am I thinking about the wrong player?
I don't think CC is averaging a triple double.
And I don't think she's averaging a triple double.
Hold on, let me
Um, I don't think she's having a triple double, but she's putting up phenomenal numbers though for her
Yes.
sophomore year though. I think she's about to set the record for assists if she hasn't done it already. Then this is only her second year for the entire league. That's insane.
Yeah.
So she's going to set the bar going forward for the WNBA.
Right.
Because like I said, this is only her sophomore season, 4 games in, and she's already about to break the assist record. So she's she's carrying that league on her back. Like Cheryl Swoops started it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they remember Cheryl Swoops,
Oh, I remember.
I remember who that
but
is.
Cheryl Swoops started it. She started the first dynasty with the Houston Comets. They won the
Mhm.
first 3 titles. She came in the league dominant, so she helped get it started. But CC's about to take it to another stratosphere. But we're going to get into
Cynthia Cooper is
the
league.
the yeah, it was Cynthia. It was Cheryl Swoops and
Cynthia.
it was
Yes.
Cynthia
Yeah. Coop.
Cooper. Coop is a dog.
Yeah. Coop. It's tough.
Coop was the truth. She don't get talked about that much though. She don't get the respect that she deserves.
Well, I guess the start of the WM. I mean, she's been known to play in other leagues, in the cross seas, and college, and the
Yeah.
Olympics. So if you know her from that avenue, you know she's a dog.
But the one that we would have been talking about, who would have been the Will Chamberlain of the WNBA if they had it when she played, was Cheryl Miller.
Yes, sir.
She w-
USC.
she would have man, she would have had records that have been sitting still up to this day.
And
Because there has not been a woman that came after her that mirrored her talent.
and
Like she was one of one.
Deuce and Carlos, she was the best basketball player in her house, and her brother's in the Hall of Fame.
Hmm.
Think about that.
Wow.
Her is in the Hall of Fame.
And she the
Had a
best player in her house.
played came close to winning the title. He just ran into Shaq and Kobe,
Yeah,
Hmm.
and would have won another, and would have made it, would have repeated if the Malice in the Palace wouldn't have happened and broke
yep.
up their team.
And think
Hmm.
about it. She beat
They
him growing up.
and she used to dog walk
She
him.
used to dog walk him, and he was like, she didn't just dog walk me. She dog walked everybody in the neighborhood.
Everybody, yeah, that like men, women,
Yep.
it didn't matter. Cheryl Swoop. Wow. Cheryl Miller was one
Yes.
of one.
One on one.
Like her, she would have been the Wilt Chamberlain of the WNBA.
Yeah, she's a bad girl. Bad
But
lady.
Cheryl Miller, Reggie Miller's sister,
Hmm.
she in LA school district still has the scoring record of 100, and she scored 108 points in a game.
Wow. 108. That's a lot.
And they played
How much
and
time? How much time?
how much what
How
time?
much time?
Like time in like a quarter, like game.
Yeah.
Oh, in high school, 8 minutes. High school is 8 minute quarter. 8 minute
Okay,
quarter.
so pretty much 32 minutes. She scored 104 points.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was sad about it? Reggie had a good game, and
He had his best game.
he had his best game.
He had his best. He told this story all the
Yeah.
time. He said he came home. The fam, they was all happy, but I think what they do was like one parent went to his game, and then the other
Mama.
parent went, to Cheryl's game.
I think Dad went to Cheryl's
Yeah.
game.
So they were excited. Like, yeah, Reggie had his best
Yeah.
game. He had 40. I think he had like 42 or 44
Okay.
points. And they were bragging about it. Woo, and then they were quiet over there. They were just
Yeah.
like they were quiet. And then they were like, why y'all not celebrating? He's like, oh yeah. And then he was like, he told the story. He was like, Cheryl was like, oh yeah, that was cool.
Yep.
That was a good game. That was cool. He was like, oh yeah, but what did you have? She was like,
108.
she's like, I did good. He was like, yeah, but I had my career high. What did you have? She was like, oh, okay,
Oh.
104. He was like, what? She was like, 104. And then Pops was like, yeah, she had 104. And he was like, oh, I can't do nothing in this.
Yeah. Mom, I can't win.
They said I can't win for nothing.
she
Now, she was one of one.
was 1-1.
But so Deuce, so you said the biggest standout to you is Minnesota being 4-0 and
4-0.
and
Mhm.
Chicago is winless so far.
Yes.
Out of all the teams up here, who do you think will be able to? The teams that are not doing so well, who do you think will turn it around? And
Okay.
or do you think the undefeated teams will stay consistent? Like who is your
Mhm.
pick? Who do you
Okay,
think?
so for the Sparks, I think they have a chance to turn it around. I think they can possibly make it to the finals,
Mhm.
or and also for the New York, they can possibly not possibly, but I believe that they can repeat.
The Liberty? Okay.
Yeah.
Little Liberty.
Shout
So
out to
I
Diamond.
I either got Liberty or Minnesota winning.
All right.
Okay.
Liberty of Minnesota.
And before I get to Chief, you said Dan Cooper was the WNBA GOAT. I know I said Cheryl Swoops. I said it was Cynthia Cooper. Yeah, she's the one that set the league on fire and put the league on the map with the Houston Comets, set the first dynasty.
Right.
And that's
Um,
good too.
Tina Thompson was another
Oh
beast.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
But I remember those ladies when a lot of them played a little bit kind of like. I think we don't put enough emphasis on how good the women were. I don't think they've been beaten. I can't even remember the last time they got beaten. The women's Olympic team.
Oh
Let's see.
no, they've undefeated. They've been there. Yeah,
I just
they've
get
won the gold
every
ever
right.
since the '90s when they
Yeah.
let professionals in there. Ever
Yep.
since they let the WNBA players in the Olympics, they haven't lost.
Mm-mm.
Same thing
They're
with,
good.
and then
They're good.
women's soccer was the same way
Right.
for a while. But yeah, the women, yeah, they've been cooking.
Okay.
So Chief,
Yes, sir.
what sets out to you on these standings before we get into the WNBA drama?
Well, I'm kind of. I think some teams are turning around. I'm going for the Las Vegas Aces. My family's out there in Las Vegas.
With the MVP of the league right now,
Asia
the best
Wilson, yeah.
player, Asia Wilson. Yeah.
So I'm going with them, and maybe the Liberty. Liberty looks good, so
Yeah, they cooking.
they're cooking. So that's who I have so far.
Okay. But who is your biggest disappointment? Like the biggest shocker?
Uh, it's kind of early to tell. I'm hoping for Chicago Sky. And I'm hoping for Angel Reese to she's you know, even though they're 0-3 right now, she's leading the league in rebounds. She's doing what she does best. I want it to get a little bit better because I like the competition. I like people. I like old school competition when players don't like each other.
You like them rivalries?
I
Yeah, the
love
old
rivalries.
school.
Yeah. So yeah, sure I want Angel Reese to do better. I'm gonna say her name, Deuce. I want Angel Reese to do better to go against Caitlin Clark. You also got to remember, Angel Reese did beat her in college and then kind of showed her what's up. So I like rivalries, like Magic, Bird. You know, I want to recreate that.
Love it.
But I'm
Okay.
pulling for for Chicago to get better, so they can go against Indiana. We can get some more drama.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Carlos,
Yes.
what is your biggest surprise so far of this of this early in the season right now? What is your biggest surprise?
Yes, very early. I think Chicago being 0-3, that's a little bit of a shocker to me. And I thought they would be like probably 2-1, 1-2, like especially with Angel Reese there. Like, 0-3, a bit shocking to me. That's probably the biggest shocker.
Okay. And who do you think will be able to turn it around?
Turn it around.
Yeah.
And I think Chicago will go back to 500. I think so. But if you go out to the West, the LA Sparks, they have Kelsey Plum over there in LA. Vegas 500. I believe they can turn it around. Probably go over the expansion team, the Golden State Valkyries. They'll probably jump over them. Yeah, that's probably yeah.
You think the expansion team is going to jump over it? Okay. Well, like I said, it's early in the season, but we haven't talked about the other piece that they picked up in the draft in Chicago with Haley Van Lith or
Yes,
whatever.
Haley Van Lith, TCU guard. Yep.
Yeah, the guard from TCU. Um, and we also aren't talking about Paige Beckers, who also
Yes, another one.
overall
Oh no, no,
number
no! That's my biggest shocker right there with
over
Dallas.
number one
Right.
Yes,
over there in Dallas. Yeah, I'm surprised Deuce didn't bring it didn't
I don't
mention
see him
that.
because I don't see him. I don't see
yeah.
Dallas.
Yeah, where?
I'm gonna remove the ticker because guess where they are in the West?
Oh, they're at the bottom.
Yep, yep,
Right.
they're right there.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, the ticker is in the way.
Yeah.
The ticker is in the way. Yeah, he was right. Yeah, but yeah, Paige Becker's the biggest acquisition up in Dallas right now.
Mm.
Um, Yeah, they're.
They're not doing so
I don't
well.
know if you get the number. I don't know. It's gonna take time.
Right.
You know, I think CC done took all the abuse, so I don't think she's gonna get that limelight that CC did when she came in. I don't think she's gonna get that attention. But she, but when she starts, but she will. Like she will. Right now, they're just targeting Caitlin Clark because of all of the notoriety that she's bringing into the league. But Paige is gonna get it too.
Hmm.
Don't
Yeah,
yeah
she will.
don't when she starts when she starts
Her
making a
rise.
move and turning that Dallas team around, she'll get it too. But I don't think the expansion team is going to sustain that.
Right.
Though they're an expansion team, and I don't think Las Vegas is going to continue to struggle.
Right.
Um, Asia
Mhm.
Re- Angel, Angel Reese, wow. Um, Angel Reese, wow. Um,
Yeah.
no, Asia Wilson
Asia
Right.
Wilson. Yeah.
is the best player in the
There
league
she
right
is.
now, hands
Mhm.
down. It's not even close.
Yeah.
She's going to elevate her squad back at the top.
Right.
I'm not too familiar with Minnesota, but it is impressive that they're starting off hot.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Speaking about Minnesota, they returned their starters. They returned their five starters. They're looking really good. But Minnesota, I think they can win the West because they returned their starters. They kind of have the same group that they had last year. So yeah, I think Minnesota they can really make some noise out west.
okay. Um, but Chicago, I think they're turning around.
Right.
But you can't go into slumps in the WNBA. They don't play as many games as the NBA.
No.
Yep,
So so if you're going to make the playoffs, you got to
turn
you
it up.
know you got to turn up sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But let's go into the meat and potatoes of the WNBA. So we all know the biggest thing is going on now is I call it the National Drama League, the worst National Drama League because every day is some more drama in the WNBA,
Yeah.
and we keep we're not monetized yet, so we can keep it unfiltered here on the Be Ready Sports podcast. So I'm just going to say what other people aren't saying, and I'm going to get my little spiel out now, and then open the floor for you three.
Okay.
Um, y'all women need to get out y'all feelings, man. Quit acting like a bunch of freaking high school teenagers in your cliques because y'all don't like that the person that's bringing the notoriety of the league doesn't have your same skin color. I mean, it is about race. They
I'm
they're
sorry.
gonna they're gonna spin sugarcoat. It is about race. They don't like that a white girl is coming in and putting in work in their league. They don't
Right.
like it because if it was a sister doing that, yeah, she would have got her rookie treatment, but she wouldn't have got all this hate.
Right.
I ain't gonna say hate, but she wouldn't be getting all this
Right.
cheap shots and all this crap that they're doing. It's like, what do you want? Y'all been crying about people watching your league. Now that they're watching your league, it's not good enough for you women. It's like y'all just want something to whine and bitch about.
I think
So
they're whining because they're not watching them and they're watching Caitlyn.
That is true. That is very true.
It's good call, Deuce.
man, we got to put that in the short. We gonna Deuce's comment summed it up.
Yeah.
Yes, that
He
that is
summed it
very
up like
true.
nobody wants to say it. Like everybody's dancing around it. We don't dance around it here on this Be Ready
No.
Sports podcast. Yeah, he's 100% right.
Yes.
Like all the focus is on Caitlin Clark. Nobody wants to watch her. No one's watching nobody else.
Right.
They're only watching her. and and we then they have the receipts to prove it.
Right.
I have never seen a player in any major sport sell, have pull playoff rates in a preseason game like she does.
Right.
Jordan didn't even do that. Magic and Bird didn't even do that.
Right.
When Dion came to the NFL, he didn't even do that. Um, we've had some big names come in to these major sports. Didn't even do that. The great Wayne Gretzky didn't even do that for hockey, and he was carrying the league for a while.
Right.
He was carrying that league. What she's doing is like something that we've never seen before and probably never see again. And they're jealous. It's all jealousy, in my opinion. And and white people, y'all don't have. Shut up, white people. Just shut up because y'all are the last people to talk about racial inequality and all that. Y'all are the
Mm.
last people to 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 say have anything to say because y'all just mad because y'all see how I feel when the shoe is on the other foot. So I saw a podcast where this dude was just made he was what he was saying was true, but the way he was saying it to me was like, shut up. Like you're crying. Like you're making your point, but you're whining about it.
Right.
I mean, because he was speaking on the Brittany Grinder comments after she filed out when they played the Fever over the weekend. When she said trash, and it's whenever where her lips, it looked like she said trash, a freaking white girl. What that comes from is if anyone that hoops,
Right.
Deuce, Carlos, all y'all know this, is that when you step in the gym
Mm-hmm.
and you about to play against an all white team, we all brothers. You know what we say? We like, oh hell no, we ain't about to lose to no
Can't lose no.
we ain't about to lose to no white boys.
No.
I mean that's what it boils down to. It ain't
Yeah.
got nothing to do with what they're trying to make it out to be.
Right.
They're trying to make her seem like she's a racist bigot when it's not. Every hooper done said that.
Yeah.
And she's saying what everybody feel like we can cook by a white girl, and they and it boils down to that. Like you don't want to get cooked by a white person. You don't want to get cooked by a white person. No disrespect to them, but
Right.
it is what it is.
Right.
So now I'll open it up for you guys to give y'all takes on that before we jump into the NBA, and then we wrap it up. About this drama league. So who wanted to go first?
Mm.
Deuce, you had your hand raised.
Go ahead, Deuce. Okay. You want me to go ahead and go, Deuce?
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, all right, Chief.
You know
Go ahead.
what? I don't care if Angel Reese and CC like each other. I like rivalry.
It's good for the sport.
It's good for the sport.
Yeah.
Guess what? If you got a problem with Caitlin Clark, then kick her ass on the court. That's how you solve all that.
Yep.
And
Here, like you did in college.
that's what you did in college. That's what you got to do.
Beat
Don't go whining, complaining. Just say, just get up. I'll see you on the court. We're gonna take care of business. You know why? Even though I hate Larry Bird, not because of his race, because he's a Celtic and he's that good. I hated Bird. Growing up, I hated him. I hated Mikhail. I hated Ainge. I hate Paul Pierce, and I hate Ray Allen, and I hate KG.
They love Ray Allen down here.
Oh Lord. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
he did kind of gift your guy who's not to be named the title with the Heat, but We don't say that name on this show. But
Dog.
what made Larry Bird respected was his play. You can say whatever you want to say. He funny looking, he slow, he this, but he good. You can't deny it. And I think that's kind of what we need to get back to. This undeniable talent. Same thing with Kevin McHale. I don't know if you guys really watch Kevin McHale. Um, he was giving brothers the business. He even gave Hakeem the Dream the business as a power forward. He was good. He had long arms. He could shoot. He could do everything. I hated him. He was a Celtic, but I had to respect him because he was that good. Maybe the women need to go back, look at some of those old rivalries, and reassess the situation. Look, Cry Me a River, all that whining and that drama, that don't get it. What get it is your play, and what makes it interesting is your play. You win some, you lose some, but you come back to fight another day.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Carlos.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, man. I think it's good for the WNBA. You know what I mean? Like Caitlin Clark, like all this stardom, this rise to fame started when she was in college. She was at Iowa. You know what I mean? Like she had dreams of going to UConn, but Iowa, like she went to Iowa and broke records, broke college records, even broke Pistol Pete's record for the all-time scoring record in college. You know what I mean? Like, for NCAA, like men's and women's. So it just started from there. Her rise to stardom, and obviously in her rookie year of the WNBA, she was being roughed up, cheap shots and everything. And then this year, it all started with the Atlanta Dream game, just like getting hit. You know, she's what she's doing right now is like groundbreaking for the WNBA, and like 30 years from now, we're gonna look back and like, wow, like Caitlin Clark, like put the WNBA on the map. Like she put the WNBA on the map. Like if you look at the Fever schedule, like mostly all their games are like on national television, like Prime Video, ESPN, ABC, NBA TV. Like all their games are nationally televised. Like like she's putting WNBA on the map. She put in the Fever on the map. Like she's doing a really good job. Keep it going. Like hopefully she keeps it going, and hopefully she wins a title for Indiana. But it's gonna be hard to get through the Liberty though. Sabrina Ionescu and that crew in New York.
Yeah,
Something dangerous.
that's my girl over there, Sabrina. Man, I don't like that she went to Oregon, but yeah, she's bringing that Kobe mentality to the WNBA, man.
Yes.
That was her mentor,
Yep.
mm, the late great Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
But the biggest rivalry in there is Angel Reese and
Caitlin
I would
Clark.
say Cynthia Cooper and Caitlin Clark. That's what the league, if they were smart, would market it behind.
Right.
Yeah.
Market the Sun, but like you said, Chief, Angel Reese needs to start hooping for
Yeah.
them to market the Sun. Like
Right.
you don't, how can
Like
they put them on TV when she's over here going shooting 20% from the field? And
It's up. It's only the first two games.
missing the wave. Like
Well,
make it
yeah,
pop.
it's only the first few games. So eventually, she's up to 9. She's about to get
all
back
right,
her double
let me,
double.
since you
Hey,
since,
but you know the
since
Baltimore,
you wanna
our Baltimore
since,
boys.
since
Hey,
you since
Bruce,
you
the other Bruce, and Gino boy. You know that. Hey,
look, look,
boy,
look, he's showing you right now.
Ravens.
Baltimore.
He's showing you right now.
Baltimore Bruce. I don't know.
But
You, yeah,
Chief, don't come on here with all that, man. Keep it a buck.
Baltimore.
I'm keeping it a buck.
Keep it a buck.
I'm keeping it a
Man,
buck.
put it like this: if Wimby, the biggest attraction in the NBA, came in the league shooting 20% from the field, um, missing point blank layups, and shooting under 50% from the free throw line, and all that, and he was being marketed as as the next great big. How in the world can the NBA market the San Antonio Spurs if Wimby was performing like that?
That's true, but Coach, it's only the first what 2 games she had. The third game getting better.
But it's
I,
like we've
I
seen it from last year.
Hold on, hold
We
on.
have not. It was no progression from the year before.
Right, right, right.
You have on video that you're working out with Lisa Leslie, working on your post game. We'll get you. You'll talk, reduce. You're gonna open the floor to you. You're gonna give your thoughts on this. You don't have to raise your hand. You're not in school. You can just speak your
Yeah,
piece.
yeah.
And this is what debate shows is all about.
Right.
This is what make them authentic. You just
Yep.
debate, but he can debate his butt off, man. Like Deuce ain't got warmed up yet,
Oh, okay. That's
but
what's up.
that man that boy can debate. I'm just waiting for him to open up.
Yeah.
He gonna pull ratings. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but
But
nah,
but
uh,
the biggest rivalry in the WNBA right now that they're not marketing is because the other person is not holding up their
right,
end of the freaking
right,
rivalry.
right.
You just got dog walk in your own building,
Yeah,
and Caitlyn just shoved you to the ground. I mean, rivalries.
yeah. You gotta have
Like
that. I bet when if they play again, I bet she's gonna be a little bit different going
it,
in.
it needs to
Yeah.
be.
It will
The
be
WNBA to Angel Reese needs to hold up her end.
right.
All right, Deuce. Everybody's been doing a lot of talking. I know you got a lot to say about this topic. Floor is yours, my guy. So, you might be. Well, you're not muted. We can't hear
Mhm.
you.
Can't hear you.
Nope. We finally get this boy to talk, and then we can't
Could have
hear him.
got these.
And I think something happened. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when live.
Oh, and he's talking, but we can't even hear him.
Right.
Um, click leave studio and come back in. So are we waiting on Deuce to get situated? Because
Yeah.
we I want to hear I want to hear from a young fan's perspective as
Right.
well, because they're the ones that's going to watch
Right.
watch and carry the league going forward when they
Yeah.
become
Right.
veteran.
Yeah.
So go ahead and leave the studio and come back in. That's best way I can tell to fix the audio.
Okay.
Yeah, while we wait on Deuce to come back. I'm surprised any more of our past guests
Right.
and haven't came on yet.
Hmm.
But a lot of them were in Orlando though
Yeah.
Okay.
A
for
lot
the
of them
Memorial
are.
Day. So, but I'm surprised a lot of them haven't came in. Jewels,
Right.
Justin, who also has a speak.
Mm.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
You did.
Still not working. I don't know why.
Mm.
Because I think my earpiece connected to the
I
computer.
don't know. He was. We were just able to hear him.
Right.
We were just able to hear him before.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. There we go.
One of my earpiece connected to the computer.
Okay, so my dad's had my earpiece connected to the computer, so that's like
Okay.
okay.
Oh,
So my
okay. Yeah,
take on this.
that's what happened.
Okay.
Okay, so my take on this thing is so back to when Caitlyn pushed or shoved, whatever you want to call it, shoved or
I
pushed
just think it was a common foul.
Angel
Nice
Reese.
hard foul. But
Yeah,
no malice.
pushed her to the floor, and then she got up trying to fight her and stuff.
Mm,
He didn't even do all that when they was doing it to her, but it's a problem when she does it. So that's what I just want to say based on that.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
But now we gonna let you. No, we need you to cook, man. We need you to cook. We we, we need you to we need you to cook on this topic, Deuce. Man, you got to cook with some. You got to cook, man. You got to cook. So we got to get you started. So let's get you. Let me let me turn the flame on and pour some grease in the pan. That's one grease on the pan. Let's keep it a buck. What is the biggest rivalry in the WNBA right now, in your opinion?
Okay, so I would say the biggest rivalry is Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. But the thing is, back to what you were saying about Angel Reese, we got one part of the rivalry doing their job and the other part not doing nothing at all. So it's like a one-way rivalry, pretty much. Because Caitlin's not worrying about this. She's worrying about like getting her points, getting the assists and all that. Angel Reese is worried about proving everybody in the WNBA and proving everybody that like is not a fan of her that she is better than Caitlin Clark, but also that the people who are watching the WNBA are not just watching because of Caitlin Clark, and they are watching because of her and also other players too. So that's what I pretty much think about the whole thing. But yeah,
Do you think she's going to be able to turn it around? Do you think she's going to be able to get better on the offensive side of the ball, or do she just think she just need to just accept the role that she's going to be another Dennis Rodman?
so for me it's like both, but me personally, I think she's gonna be another Dennis Rodman. But if she doesn't want to be one of those, she has to actually make it on the first try and get a jump shot because she does not have a jump shot at all. She only has an inside shot. So if you want to prove that you're better than Caitlin Clark and people are watching not be just because of her and also you have to like do stuff that's outside of your game, which is shooting threes, jump shots, making shots on the first try and all that. So yeah.
So you want her to just stop talking and start improving, is
Yes.
basically what you're saying.
Yes.
I think that's what the majority of people are trying to get through the skulls of Angel Reese supporters.
Because the thing is, yeah, I know you got a metal rod in your leg, but it's kind of like healed by now. You can't like still hoop.
But what you're saying is what we're trying to get through the skull of Angel Reese supporters. It's like,
Yes.
stop talking and just improve.
Yeah.
Like, you're not there yet. You're nowhere near there yet. Like, we're seeing it. Like,
Like I see the vision, but you're not putting the vision to plan.
she reminds me of that dude that be on the circuit, Deuce. I'm gonna put it in AAU terms. That you see you see all over at the camps, featured everywhere. They do all them highlight tapes of them, and then you see him on. Then you go play him in person, and you're like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like, dude, you nothing. Like they just, you know what I'm talking about. You see those players
Yes.
that they just show all of
Yes.
their highlights of the
Yeah.
one or two moments that they have good in that game, and you thinking this, and they're like, "Oh, this person's ranked 25 of the top 100," and you're like, "Oh, okay, this dude might be something." And then you go play him, or you go pull up and watch him. He play before you, and you're like, "This dude suck."
I used to play with one of those people.
And that's how it's like with Angel Reese. You get the hype, like okay, because like he's saying, like what he's saying. Kaylin's way up here on her own planet,
Yeah.
and you're comparing yourself to her. You're
Like
saying I'm
let's
just
just
as
say
good as her, or we're here to. You keep putting yourself, but you're way down here.
like Caitlin's right here. She's out of the picture. Angel Reese.
Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, I think that's the. I think
Like you're
that's
putting
the
yourself
main
all the
problem.
way up here, but you're right here.
Exactly. I think
Yep.
that's the
Actually, I believe she got better from last season, but she's slowly regressing instead of progressing.
mm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Deuce is spitting fire today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That word term, regressing, progressing. I love it.
Deuce spitting fire today. First he said they're mad, but he's speaking true.
Yeah.
What people are afraid to say, like
Yeah.
'Cause the thing is,
they're
for me, I don't
yeah,
even watch the WNBA like that for real, but I know everything that's going on in it.
yeah. You don't have to know what's going on because this is a drama league.
It's a travel league,
They just
but
man.
you know,
So
And yeah, it's a couple of things I guess Angel needs to work on, but I think far as
Indeed.
I say like with Shaq, you know,
but Shaq can back up his talk.
but you got yeah, but
Back
you
up
got
what
to
he's
be.
talking
In
about.
other words, in
Like
other words,
he couldn't shoot from the outside, but he was
but he was
dominant at
dominant,
paint. Angel Reese is not dominating the paint.
and that's where I
The
was
only
going
thing that's
next.
dominant in the paint about is rebounding
But
and
that's
missing the
good,
layup and putting it back up and missing the layup and putting it back up
okay.
and
But
making it for like
rebounding is a good
after like
thing.
50 rebounds.
If you don't
Yeah,
no
but
rebounds, no what rings.
yeah,
But I
but
think
if you're that's good and yeah, you need rebounding, but you're putting but the league is putting you on a out there in the front line with Caitlin Clark.
oh yeah,
So
Exactly.
you have to show more.
you do.
Like they cannot put you on TV in a national televised game when people are paying or watching to see you, and you're not dominating the paint.
Gotta dominate.
You have no bag whatsoever on the offensive side of the ball, and they're like, and then they're going to tune. What they're going to do? Turn it off,
Yep.
Yep. Move on.
Okay.
which is basically what Deuce is saying.
Oh yeah.
Like, and this is coming from. This is why I want to hear it from the young fans' perspective because
Because
they're going
this
to keep
go,
it.
it ain't tainted. You
Yeah,
it's
they're not going to keep. They're not going to sugarcoat it.
they ain't
They're
gonna
going to keep
sugarcoat
it
it.
raw and uncut.
Right. But
Like they want to. Like you're not. The problem is you're doing all this talking, but
Yap, 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 but you're not doing nothing to back it up.
but you're comparing yourself to someone that's in their own planet. Like a better conversation would have been her and Aja Wilson, and she's not even caught a. She's nowhere near Aja Wilson right now.
who did Angel Reese compare herself to? Back this up, Coach T. Who did she compare herself to?
She's putting
Mm.
herself in the
Dennis
same
Rodman.
stratosphere as Caitlin
Caitlin
Clark.
Clark.
Oh my.
Okay. But you know what?
I'm not saying Angel Reese is comparing
Like
herself to
why is
Aja
FEMA
Wilson.
like why is
What
FEMA
I'm saying is
comparing herself to Caitlin Clark?
Yeah, I see
what I'm
why. You
what I'm
know
saying
why?
is a better conversation for the WNBA
Right.
Like I
is
like the
Caitlin
confidence.
Clark and Aja Wilson, and she hasn't even she's nowhere near
Right.
caught up to Aja Wilson.
Right.
But
This is
Caitlin's on her own planet.
but this is why Angel Reese probably feels like she could talk to her. You beat her,
Yeah,
but
she beat
she
her in
beat her.
college, but
That's college. Yeah. But if
Yeah.
I feel like I can beat you, I'm not going in my mind. I'm not gonna feel you're not that much better than me because I beat you when I was healthy with my team. I know I can take you. But new game, new place, you got to make those adjustments. If you want your product to grow, to you right, you're gonna have to be more dominant. You have to be finishing rim. You have to improve your free throw shooting because if you big, you getting those rebounds. You're gonna have to, you'll have to improve on your free throws, finishing at the rim, get your shooting range up, extend your playmaking, and then and become a better defender. Those are the things that I think she needs to work on to get better, to be more competitive. You got to win.
right.
Got to win.
Yeah.
Because for me with Angel Reese, like she's not an all around player. She's just an inside the paint player. But the thing is, she's not dominant inside the paint either.
Mm.
Oh, like pretty much the only thing in the paint that she really does good is rebound. Besides rebounding, she either gets the rebound, misses the layup, and then gets another rebound and tries to go with it again and misses it or makes it and gets the foul.
She's
Yep.
But
she's the reason why her team is 0-3.
Yeah.
Like instead of getting that rebound and kicking it back out and resetting the offense, he's
There
trying
you
to go
go.
right back up with it and missing again.
because the thing is, you're trying to get your own stats here. Like we're trying to be a team, not just a one person, like not just a one person show, not a one road show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is
And
what everyone else is missing.
Hmm.
Like
like
this
because
is
with
what
Caitlin Clark, she's averaging 9 assists right now, while still scoring double digits. And the thing is, she's also rebounding the ball. She has an all around perfect stat line. She's almost averaging a double double. But with Angel Reese, she's averaging double digit rebounds and stuff with double digit points, but she's not making the right choices with like assists and stuff. Like instead of rebounding and passing it out, she either she rebounds it and tries to go back up with it and misses the layup and gets another rebound and goes back up and gets the foul. Like I know what she's trying to do, but like it's not smart. Like you can like that's not something you can do in the long term with the team.
So what you doing? You saying her basketball IQ ain't
Yeah.
where it's supposed to be?
Yes.
Okay, and to sum it up with this topic, with the WNBA drama, I'm using your notes, Deuce. She's mad that everybody's watching CC,
Yes.
and for
I think
her,
the whole league is mad
the whole league,
that
right,
they're only
right,
watching because of Caitlyn.
right.
I think the
It-
whole league, as the league as a whole,
yeah,
is jealous of that. Instead of
right,
using that, instead of
As
using
using it
that
as motivation to get
as
better,
catapult
they're
the rest
using it
of
as
the league.
motivation to just beat up the player,
right.
like
Okay,
push her out and stuff.
Because I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get the closing remarks from Carlos. Let me move on to the NBA.
okay.
Yes.
Is if they were to if the NBA WNBA players would have acknowledged Caitlin Clark's draw, what she's bringing into the league, if they would acknowledge that instead of lying to the general public, I think ratings across the board would have been better.
Yeah,
But because we know that they're lying, we're only going to watch who we want to watch.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark. Now, if they would have backed everyone else and then be like, yeah, because really, Asia Wilson deserves to get the spotlight.
Yeah,
She,
Like
Yeah.
Asia
She's the
Wilson.
one that should be, yeah, she should be the main focal point of the league.
right,
That's your
Exactly.
best player,
Like
but they're not doing that. They're just feeding on
because you're feeding
drama.
on Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, Angel Reese. Like I understand like Paige Beckers and Angel Reese, not Angel Reese, Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark. But like sometimes you got to give like the vets in your league who are doing better than the younger players their praise. Like not just, don't give all the younger players the praise because without the veterans, y'all wouldn't have younger players to play because the veterans are the ones who inspires the younger players.
And don't you think the veterans are pissed off about that, Deuce?
oh
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because it's like the WNBA and the NBA, they're ass backwards. It's like the NBA is only focusing on their aging stars that are coming out of the league instead of promoting their younger stars, and the
exactly.
WNBA is doing the total opposite. They're not capitalizing. They're not
It's a
using
struggle.
the draw that Caitlin Clark is bringing in to promote their vets that's been there,
Right,
so people will appreciate them.
right,
Because I guarantee you, if they did that, everybody in America that never watched WNBA would appreciate Asia
Asian
Wilson.
right.
They'll appreciate Kelsey Plum.
Plum.
They'll appreciate Sabrina. I can't pronounce her last name.
Yes.
Sabrina Nusco.
Brianna
Anusko.
Stewart.
Nesco.
They'll appreciate Brianna Stewart. They'll appreciate Brittany Grinder. Well, everybody knew who Brittany Grinder is for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
But they'll appreciate the vets. Like you
Right,
have to respect your vets
right.
for your league to succeed. Like they're ass backwards.
But Carlos,
Yes.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So, do you think with the I'm seeing a lot of play with we're going to transition into the NBA, but a
Yeah.
lot of play
Come on, dudes.
the play is getting a lot better. And do you think with better play they can recognize either the veterans or the new people coming up to get a better product?
Hmm. That's a good question, but I feel like everybody's watching, including me. We're all watching because Kaylin Clark joined the WNBA. Like
Right.
that's the main
Mhm.
reason why. I'm like watching WNBA more because
Right.
of Kaylin Clark. So yeah, because like once again, her team It's played on national television almost every game. ABC, ESPN, NBA TV, like they're playing on national television almost every game, probably every game. So yeah, so the reason why everyone's watching because of Caitlin Clark.
All right, that's a good point.
Good point.
I'm gonna let you close this segment out and then transition to the NBA. But if you want to see when we get off, Chief, go look up Black and it's called Black and White Sports,
Okay.
and then look for the episode on the Brittany Grinder um,
Okay.
segment, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Like,
Hold
Okay.
on. One more thing about the WNBA.
Go ahead, Deuce.
yeah, let this man cook.
Go ahead.
I hate how when a WNBA player does one thing good, better or good, and they could beat, and they think they could beat one NBA player that could beat them by a landslide, like a landslide.
I think
Like,
I know what he's talking
like
about.
I respect Sabrina Ionescu. Like
Right.
he broke the 3-point record, but come on, Steph Ben broke it. And the thing, she thought like she could compete with Steph and Curry. Stephen Curry, mind you, he hits half court shots with his eyes closed, sleep.
Yeah.
And
But
then with Brittany Griner, she said she could beat DeMarcus Cousins in a 1v. No, you can't. You can't.
even with the
Just based
one,
off of
even with the bad leg, DeMarcus Cousins is cooking her.
Yeah.
like
Good.
just based off of physical strength, you're not beating him. Like that's not fat on his body. You realize that that's pure strength. That's muscle.
Yeah, that's your NBA.
Not fat,
That's
bro.
yeah, that's NBA strength.
My man is cooking right. I'm glad you back with us, Deuce.
Deuce. It's
This is
called a
why.
grown man strength. It's called
This
grown
is
man strength.
this is why. This is why I want. This is why I invited him on this show today,
Uh,
man. Dude,
um,
Deuce is
And
built for
don't even
this,
get me
man.
started on the adrenaline.
okay.
The adrenaline.
Just strength and adrenaline can solo them alone. They don't even need like skills or anything. Just ball hitting skills, adrenaline, and strength. That's all they need.
But Deuce, before I let Carlos close the segment out, what do you think the WNBA needs to do to improve their product to make more people watch?
I'll say focus on the better players of the league, and then also promote the better rookies coming into the draft, and also promote the veterans more. Because
Yeah.
without the veterans, we wouldn't have the younger players.
So don't
So
you
yeah,
think? So don't you think if they promote Sabrina Anusku, I think I butchered her last name again.
Yeah, I
Like
think
the
probably so.
NBA, like the NBA features Steph Curry. Do you think if they feature Sabrina
yes,
more, you think more kids will recognize her as the female Steph Curry?
yes.
Yeah. And then Asia Wilson, if they promote her as the face of the league
So
instead of
I
Caitlin,
would just say promote the best players in your league, like how the NBA does. Like for the people who's killing, they promote them. But like if it's just like a 1 day killing streak, they still promote them. But like we'll like go like 2 games after they're not doing nothing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
all you hear is Asia. All you hear is Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark
All I hear
all
is
day long.
Angel Reese this, Caitlin Clark this,
They
Paige
said this
Beckers
about
this.
Caitlin Clark. They're talking about Caitlin Clark again. Oh, look, another hard foul on Caitlin Clark. But yet, Aja Wilson just led her team, came from a come behind victory, and damn near had a triple double
Uh-huh.
on
Exactly.
the same day.
But we're
That,
not focusing on her.
but we're not
That's
talking about
all,
it. Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
The same. That was the same day that the Brittany Griner issue happened.
Right.
Aja Wilson brought her team from being down double digits and damn near had a triple double and got the dub. But we're not talking. But the WNBA is
But
not.
we're focusing on who hard fouled this and who got pushed down and who started the fight. Like, come
Mm.
on, bro.
Yeah.
Drama
Like,
league.
I'm worried about
Drama league.
basketball. I'm worried about basketball. I watch the WWE for that.
The WWE.
Pretty much.
Oh.
Like, I watch WWE for all that scrapping and fighting, bro.
Lower the
Um,
rims.
shout out to Diamond, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. So you know every time we're on, share this video and like it, and hit that bell so you know every time we're on. This has always been this has been a topic for a while, lowering the rims to see the ladies dunking. But if we
Yes,
get into
do it.
this,
That will bring more people to watch the WNBA.
Yeah,
Just do it already. We have been made the suggestion multiple times.
y'all going to get my co-host to
We
kill me
want we want to see
because,
females dunking the basketball. Like with Angel Reese,
hey,
she used to be able to dunk the basketball. She can't no
Carlos,
more because
sorry,
of the
Carlos.
metal rod in her leg.
let
But
me,
I
let
want
me
to see us like lower the rims to at least 8 feet. At least 8 feet.
8 feet.
But they're dunking.
8 feet.
At
You
least 8 feet. 9 feet
so,
or 8 feet. At least.
so Deuce is so Deuce is
That will bring
for
more
lowering the
viewership. That
rims.
will bring more viewers, more
Chief,
more memberships, and all that, just to
Chief,
watch the WNBA.
are you a
I,
fan of them lowering the rims, or should
no,
she keep it
I'm
traditional?
not. No, I'm not. I'm a traditionalist. I
Mhm.
get it. I know it's
I
kind of
don't know
sexy.
about 8 foot though,
I
bro.
don't know about 8 foot
9 feet. 9 feet.
8 foot.
9.
I don't know about not 8
because
foot.
you got
9 feet
some
and a half.
women.
9.
You got some women who like
Probably 9.
probably 9. Yeah,
Probably 9, because 8 foot they won't be able to get no jump shots off.
that's what I was thinking
The
about.
women, you got 6 women that are 6'5" in that league. They'll be able to block that shot without jumping.
Yeah,
When
No, I'm talking about them jump
on
shots.
jump shots.
You have like 3 pointers stuff.
They won't be able. Yeah. No, I'm not talking about 3 point. That'll be goaltending,
There
Carlos.
we go. Yep.
Oh
they're
wait,
not
wait,
being
wait,
able
wait,
But I'm
wait,
to-
talking about
what are you
like
talking about?
mid range. Like they
Yep.
can get that at its peak because they have to
Right.
shoot at a lower arc to get it in 8 foot.
Okay.
They'll be able to. They'll be. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Those 6'5" girls be able. Like they got a 6'5" rookie that's in the league now. Then the Nigerian girl.
Right.
She'll
Oh,
be able to get that, and they're not even promoting her.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Oh
you
my
got
goodness.
them. They're not even promoting her.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
Like lock in. What are y'all doing?
But
They're
Carlos Deuce.
promoting everybody but the good ones.
The good
Yeah.
ones.
All right, Deuce, you made some valid points, but we do
Yes,
got
he
to
Yeah.
move
did.
it on before my co-host logs off.
No, it's all right. It's
Um,
all right. We're good.
but go ahead and close out this WNBA topic so we can go and get into the NBA.
Yeah. So dude brought up some great points. He brought up some great points. Like I feel like the WNBA is like a drama league.
NBA.
The WNBA, WNBA, W.
Boy, it's like you said the dumb BA.
The WNBA. Yeah, I feel like it's a drama league right now. I feel like more
Dumb
rivalries.
BA.
Like
I'm gonna
eh,
trademark that.
The
The
dumb
dumb
BA.
BA. The
the
dumb
WNBA.
BA.
Yeah, but I feel like they do need to promote, the MVP, Asia Wilson, the New York Liberty. They got Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart. Promote all the good players in that league, and if they can do that, the WNBA can go up from here.
Good points. Good points.
Yeah.
And let's get into the
Playoff.
final topic
Yes.
of the day, the NBA. The
All
NBA. As of right now, the shocker um, of the playoffs right now is OKC just got beat
Mock.
by 42 in game
47.
3. So Minnesota got on the board, and New York had a count from behind win from down 20 to beat Indiana to get back in that series. So as of right now, the road teams is dominating in the East, and the home teams are dominating in the West. But
Yep.
one thing that I want to touch on though is the stat that's out now that no team has won an NBA championship if they lost a playoff game by 40 or more points in any series.
Ooh.
Mm.
So OKC has that working against them. And also Minnesota made a key adjustment that I don't know if anybody paid attention to. In games 1 and 2, they were picking up SGA um from half court, but in game 3, they picked him up. They didn't pick him up until he was below the free throw line.
Yep.
So that was a big adjustment that helped them corral the paint and close and limit SGA's shot attempts. So that seemed to work.
Flop attempts.
So,
Yeah.
Chief, I'll start you off with this one. Do you think that OKC is in trouble if they can't figure out how Minnesota's big adjustment? And do you think that that stat of them no team winning an NBA championship has lost a playoff game by 40 or more points that's working against them?
No, I don't. Uh, I'm still going for OKC. I believe they gonna finish them out. Uh, I you know, it's gonna be on the court, so they're gonna make. I believe OKC will make the necessary adjustments, take out the T Wolves.
So their offense is 100% SGA.
Hmm.
So
But I think when we looked at those other series, to me, when they were able to take out Denver, I think that was to me that was the big step. That if anything got tough, I think they'll be able to go through it. Then you got Jalen Williams, you got Chet, you get those other guys, so they don't have to focus on SGA as much. I think OKC will be just fine. I had OKC picked, still rolling with OKC over the T Wolves.
Boo.
you still sticking with they sticking with OKC even with.
I'm still rocking with OKC.
All right, now we got the East. The road teams are dominating that series, the series, so far.
Yep.
Um, the Knicks, came from. They're sticking to tradition that they've done throughout this playoffs. Like they're the comeback kings. It's like whoever gets a big lead in that series loses the game.
Yep.
So, so
This
what do
one
you
I'm
think
not so.
about the Eastern Conference Finals? Like,
See, I ain't too sure on this. I'm not gonna lie to you. This one has just been like I can. Number one,
Uh,
I didn't see neither team being here. To be honest, uh, and everybody really was on the New York bandwagon, and then all of a sudden, the Pacers came out and they got a game that they probably shouldn't have won. So this one, it's a pick 'em.
but I will
It's a pick
discuss
'em.
later in this topic. Um, then we'll discuss it as a panel.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the Knicks have made the most financial. Um, they have made the most out of all the teams in these playoffs.
Mm.
Knicks revenue from just their home games was 873 million just
Ah,
from the playoffs alone.
Wow.
oh my
And
goodness.
they sold out the Garden last night. The Garden was sold out last night, and they're playing in Indiana. I don't know if they charged them to go into the Garden to watch that game,
right.
or if they just opened the stadium like how most teams do, have the
Right.
watch party in the stadium. But the Garden was sold out last night like it was a home game.
Mm.
But we'll discuss that as a panel later.
Right.
Um,
But this series is a pick 'em. I because the games itself has been kind of weird. Indiana shouldn't have won a game. New York probably shouldn't have won a game. The flows and ebbs are just weird with this one. So this is a as they say in Vegas, pick 'em. So
Let's pick them.
on the
pick 'em.
Timberwolves, um, going back to what Deuce said, the Timberwolves won by 42. It was 143 to 101 in game 3.
One game,
Oh, wow.
one game. T. One game.
Hey, one game can tilt a series, though.
They can't tilt the series, but they up 2-1.
Yep.
That happened in '96 with the Rockets. Like they lost games 1 and 2 at home. Went to Phoenix, made a key adjustment in Phoenix, slowed down Charles Barkley,
Right.
and won the last 4 games of that series.
Right. But
So
Akeem, hey,
Minnesota has the
Joe Burrow
same
ain't Akeem Olajuwon.
Minnes- Chief. Minnesota has better, bigger, and better. They have better athletic defenders than. Yeah, Houston had Mario Ellie,
Right,
and they
right, right.
had some defenders, but Minnesota has athletic defenders
Mm.
on there. So
Ant-Man, Jaden
that
McDaniels,
we'll
The Alexander guy, Shea
we'll
Cousin.
we'll let you cook.
Alexander.
We'll let you cook, and Deuce, you're gonna be next. I'll
Right,
let you
right.
cook.
Yeah, but
I'll let you cook. I'll let you cook.
yeah,
Um, but
but I'm
do
still I'm
you,
still taking OKC.
you think OKC is still gonna? Well,
Yep.
we'll find out in about 15 minutes.
We go find out in 15 minutes, but I think it's been good though. Then I like the rivalry because you got SGA versus what's his name is it Nikhil Alexander. He played
Yeah,
good. His cousin
yeah.
that played for
Yeah.
Minnesota off the bench. So I'm man, I'm geeked, but I think OKC gonna win. I think they're gonna pull the series out. I think they learned from whatever mistakes that they had that last year when they got put out, and I think this series is gonna be the beginning of the new age of superstar. This is why I love these playoffs because it's really time for these young guys to shine. The old heads are, the guard is the changing of the guard is here and now. So
Yeah.
I'm still rolling with OKC, but if Ant Man get him, I won't be surprised.
Well, speaking of the young guard, Deuce,
Yo. Okay.
floor is yours.
Get at him. Go.
So the change. So from when they picked up on what Shea was doing,
Hmm.
I noticed the change that they made instead of from picking him up from half court and then started picking him up below. So I would say that was a good change. So that would slow his momentum down. And I feel like that's if we're talking about like who's gonna win the game tonight, I would say I think Minnesota got it, but probably I think OKC might have a chance to win the series because if they do switch up what they're doing and adjust to what Minnesota's defense, I think they have a chance at winning this. But me personally, I'm going with Minnesota to win.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
What what I think that um I think Jalen Williams is going to have a coming out game today. I think he's going to have a monster game because the only adjustment that they can make
It's
is to
Chet
run the offense through someone
or
else.
Jalen
Right.
Williams.
Yeah, they have to
We
run the
either got to
offense.
go to Chet or Jalen Williams, and we
Yeah,
can't go to Chet because we got Big Rudy down.
yeah, he's a Minnesota guy.
Cause
He likes the tempo.
Rudy Gobert and Nas Reed got Chet on locks. He not doing none.
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
not doing nothing in this.
Mm.
He's not doing anything in this series.
Because the only problem that we really got to worry about now, since we know how to guard Shea, now we just got to worry about Jalen Williams and see how he plays during the series. But also, hopefully, these refs do not be giving out free calls. They're not. Like I remember watching
Blaming
one
the
play.
ref.
Like I remember watching the play where the Wolves challenged it. He tripped on his shoe and they called a foul. No one touched you, bro. You over like no one touched you. Like
But you know
don't
that's a
like
myth. But you know that's a myth of ACA, the foul king.
Yeah.
like
That's a
that's
myth.
why I don't like I don't like HGA.
Kobe
Like,
Bryant got more foul calls in his MVP season than SGA does.
cause the thing
There's like
is,
12 other people that got more foul calls in their MVP seasons than in SGA this year, and he wasn't even the number one in the NBA this year at all.
Mm,
cause the
So
thing is,
it's a myth. Like I said, when you know drama sells.
it does.
Yep, most definitely.
cause the thing is with SGA, I feel like people are starting to flop more for foul calls.
Foul baiting.
Yeah, yeah, foul baiting. So I just hope in this game the refs don't fall for
One
the
second.
foul.
1 second. I gotta check and see what's wrong with my baby girl in here. She's been barking for the last hour.
Okay.
One moment. Carlos, hold it down till I get back.
All right. All right, so I guess I'll speak on my take.
Okay.
Yeah, for the East, the road teams, like those are two road teams going at it. You know, home court advantage doesn't really matter to these two teams. I don't think I think they're gonna call it road court advantage. Yeah, because of those two teams. OKC, Minnesota. That game's been interesting, especially that game three when Minnesota, they that adjustment. If OKC can adjust, it's gonna be a long series for
Yeah.
the Thunder. It's gonna be really dangerous when that T Wolves team gets at it. But I'll speak on the East here. The Knicks got game three. They won game three. Um, a lot of people talk about like their depth, like they don't have depth. Like, well, they don't. They don't really like for the Knicks. Like they had guys like Landry Shamet.
Mhm.
Landry Shamet playing, DeLon Wright playing. Yeah, like as their depth, but Landry Shamet did get a crucial offensive foul call, like late in the game, like
Oh yeah, I
create
did see that.
It is.
yeah to create that spark, and then guess who lit up that flame for the Knicks? Carl Anthony Towns lit up that flame, and they won game three. I'm really excited to see game four, but the Knicks got to win game four. Like pretty much for the Knicks, it's a game seven in game
Yeah.
four. Pretty much for the Knicks. They don't win that, it's over for them. It's gonna
Okay.
be done. So yeah, so Chief, so what's your take?
Uh, I want to believe in Cat. I really do.
Yeah.
But he lets me down. He
Really?
lived to let me down. I want to believe in him. I want the Knicks to win,
Mm.
but I don't know if I could trust Cat to be consistent to get me home. I know what Bronson's gonna do, but
Yeah.
Cat is really the Cat is
You
my.
gotta worry about Cat because we don't know what he finna do.
There you go.
Like
Yeah.
he'll come out one night and drop 30, and then the next night he'll drop like 6 points.
Yep,
Like
Yeah.
he'll have the
Literally.
most quiet night possible.
Yeah.
that's correct.
Literally.
Yeah, so if I knew what I can get out of him, I'd be okay. But I just don't. He's just so
Like you
inconsistent
don't know
as
what
you.
you're gonna get out of him.
Right.
Like he could be doing one thing in one night and then stop completely doing it.
Yeah,
Like
he's not
if that's what got us to win our last game, then why stop doing it?
There you go.
yeah, pretty much.
All right. She was at the balcony going crazy, going ham. Because I had my door closed.
Oh
So
yeah, but with the
so it's
East,
cracked. So so as you see, she calmed down. Dogs.
Hmm.
but with the East, I want to see Tyrese Halliburton win his first championship with his own team because
Okay.
back when he was playing with the Kings, I would say he was a good player and he had lots of potential, but the Kings was just wasting his potential to be honest. Like they weren't like using him at all
True.
because they already had their guy Darren Fox, which is now a Spurs player. So
Yeah.
so now seeing that Tyrese Halliburton has his own team and seeing what he's doing with his team, and he's leading his team all the way to the conference finals, I believe that he could win a championship.
I like it. I
So
like.
on the Easterns in the Eastern, I'm rooting for the Pacers. And then for the West, I'm rooting for Wolves.
So T Wolves and Pacers finals.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So
Interesting finals.
that's my finals.
All right. Yeah, and I think for the East, like the winner of game 4 is probably going to take it probably for both of these games. Like I think the winner of game 4 for the West is probably going to win it. Probably going to win the series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the thing is, if the Knicks win the series, they're not gonna have a chance to go to the finals because city of New York's probably gonna be nuked by then.
Now, probably partial New York's going to be
Like
non-existent.
like
Partial.
half of the Madison Square Garden's gonna be gone, bro.
Yeah.
All right. I got this for you, Deuce. Let me show you this. This is what happened when they beat the Celtics.
This was back then.
Bye bye! Bye bye! Bye bye!
Oh my God, he's all the way up.
Tarzan!
Oh my God.
That
How did
was
bro even get
I
up
love
there?
it.
that was just winning. That's just getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. So
Oh.
imagine if they make it to the NBA Finals.
Oh my god.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully that. Wow.
What is going on in the sports world? Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Knicks are better. The Knicks might go to the finals.
Yeah, I know. For the first time since
I
like
think half of
1963.
the United States.
73, baby. 73.
Half of the United States is gonna be gone by tomorrow. So I just hope the Knicks don't win.
Hope the Knicks don't win. Okay.
But okay. So Carlos,
Yes.
you know the big adjustment that Minnesota has made
Yes.
in that series. So give me your thoughts on the Western Conference Finals, and then we'll move on to the East.
I think probably I think that game 3 win against Minnesota was well needed. Like I think they needed to win that, but by like 40, that was crazy. But I didn't expect that by 40, but I think in my opinion, the winner of game 4 probably wins the series. So the winner tonight is going to probably win the series in my eyes.
For the West.
Yep, in the
I believe
West.
that too.
Okay.
I can
And-
agree with that.
Okay. So what? Okay. So move on to the East.
To the East.
The flip flop series.
Yeah, the road court advantage. Yeah.
Road court advantage. Yeah.
Court, yep, road court, not home court.
That means the Knicks got a disadvantage because they got 4 home games.
Yeah, and they're not using it. And they're not using them. Yeah, like, and the Knicks are playing at Madison Square Garden, the world famous arena, and they're not taking it, and they're not taking that advantage. But game 4 is crucial for the Knicks. it's pretty much their game 7 and game 4. If they don't win that, it's over. Same thing what happened in the West, same thing in the East. Same thing. You
Okay.
win game 4, that's the series winner in my eyes.
Okay. So these playoffs in this year has, I ain't gonna lie, has put a breath of fresh air in the
Right.
NBA
Yes.
because it's the last few years it's been unwatchable. Even in the
Yeah.
playoffs, it's been unwatchable.
Yes.
Like last year, it was like the health. The last 2 years, it's been the most healthy team survive,
Yeah.
and it was like even Boston's win last year was underwhelming.
Yeah, because they
It's
played
not
that
just because it
last
was the
part.
Celtics; it was because there was the most healthy. There was the most healthy team that was left
Yeah.
standing.
Yeah.
And year before, same thing with the Nuggets, and then the year before them with the Bucks.
Yep.
They were all the most healthy teams standing. So we're like the best team didn't win the championship.
Mm.
The most healthiest team did has.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, it's good to see that number one, we're going to get a new champion. One of the young guns is going to get their first ring,
Mhm.
and hopefully they're learning they're moving on to the change of guard to the young guys
Right.
like Deuce mentioned earlier, which I think is smart. Like I think it's time. Like
Because I think this determines whoever wins the championship. I believe that this will determine who will be the new face of the league.
Mm.
that's a good
Mm.
After
analogy.
LeBron,
It's a good take. It
That's a
It
is.
good
is.
analogy. But three of the but
like will it be Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, Shea, or Ant?
Mm.
but Shea's not an American.
He's Canadian,
Um,
but
he
still.
Cody.
looks American, but he's not.
Yep.
Cody.
T dot.
But the other three teams
True that, fam.
are is an American.
Yes.
So that's another point. That's another point. That was a good point by Deuce. Deuce is cooking today,
Yeah,
man.
he is.
He
We
is.
gotta bring him back on this show more
Oh
often.
yeah, yeah,
He needs to be a show. Yeah, Deuce, you're gonna be a show regular.
yeah.
We're gonna
Co-host.
make we're gonna make that happen.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, Carlos. No one's taking your job. You're always gonna be you're always gonna be the
Yeah.
host.
I'm a,
Yeah. Well, we gotta bring Deuce back more often,
Yeah, we got
especially when
to.
we have shows like this.
Oh yeah.
My man
yes.
Deuce, I earned his way onto the show as a regular. Shout out to Deuce.
Yep.
We just gotta get topics to keep him awake though.
Yeah.
We can't
Yes.
talk about baseball and hockey. That
Yeah. 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 Not
my
baseball.
man was like this on
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
on stream. Like you
Yeah.
watch it back, you gonna see it. But two things that I want to mention before we go, and I want to hear everybody's thoughts on it. First thing is yes, the Knicks have generated 873 million
Mm.
just on this playoffs alone.
So
So how big of an impact do you think that will because we all know how the league is. They're all about that almighty dollar.
Yep.
So how do you think will articulate to the league getting the Knicks into the finals, or do you think the best team was just going to win? Let's start with
okay, so to be honest, if this is
he just
scripted,
told me. Look, he just said he's just going to lead. He's just going
Go
to take
ahead,
the
Deuce.
lead.
oh my.
Yep.
So
He
to be
said
honest, if this league is scripted,
This league is
the finals is gonna be Knicks and OKC. If it's scripted,
um, why would you say that?
but
Why would you say Knicks and why you say Nick and OKC if the league is scripted?
because like Knicks is the fan favorite in this,
Yes.
and OKC is also the fan favorite in this. So what is the NBA gonna do? Put the fan favorites first.
But their organizations have won championships already. Pacers and Timberwolves haven't won yet. Either way it go, Deuce. Either way it go, it's a storyline that's gonna sell tickets with either one of these four teams in
Right.
the league is at an advantage out of
Right.
whoever makes it. They have an intriguing storyline. If the Pacers in OKC makes it, it's who benefited the most out of of trading away Paul George. Um, if the Timberwolves and Knicks make it, it's Timberwolves and Pacers make it. It's the storyline's going to be who's going to get their first ring and who's going to be the face of the league.
Yeah.
The Ant Man and Halliburton, and is Halliburton truly overrated? If the Knicks and Timberwolves make it, it's going to be who got the better of the trade with Julius Randle, Carl Anthony Towns. So it's a storyline with whoever wins. Even
Uh-huh.
with OKC and the Knicks, it's all right. Both teams haven't won a title in 50 plus years. Both have both have passionate fan bases that love their squad. Is OKC going to get their first title in OKC, and the Knicks get their first one since '73? So each storyline writes itself.
But Coach T, now are we going back OKC when they were Seattle?
They said that that's their title until Seattle gets an expansion team.
Until Seattle gets it? Okay.
So this will be OKC's first title in OKC.
In
Yeah.
OKC, right.
But the storyline going to be neither franchise has won a title in over 50 years.
Right.
So they write it. So it's really the NBA is in a win-win situation with whoever goes.
Yep.
But going back to that scripted, what Deuce said, you know where we just had some recent proof of that thing being scripted?
Oh man,
When
if you bring up the draft, I'm about to.
Mm, mm, mm.
Draft lottery.
I won't say it.
I'm mad about that draft because if the Lakers would have never traded for Luka, we would have got Cooper Flag. Like, if you really think about that, if the Lakers would have never traded for Luka, we would have got Cooper Flag.
Who would have got Cooper Flag?
The Lakers.
Lakers wasn't gonna
That
get
was,
Cooper
that,
Flag.
that was their draft pick.
Well, Dallas and Chicago had a coin toss to see who won it, and Dallas ended up winning the coin toss. So,
Should have been Lakers.
so and imagine if Chicago won that coin toss. Chicago
But,
would have.
but
he's going
to your neck of the woods over there in Dallas, Texas, man. Y'all about to have a guaranteed playoff team down there in Dallas.
I just hope Kyrie comes back healthy and AD don't injure himself half of the time.
Just hope.
I say, look, this is gonna piss off a lot of LeBron fans, and I don't care. Go cry somewhere.
We know you don't care.
Y'all can go cry somewhere. But AD's body broke down carrying LeBron for the last.
I knew he was gonna say that. I knew it.
His body broke down carrying that dude for the last 6 years.
Oh boy.
Oh, my God, that's funny.
As soon as he got to Dallas, man, his body just said enough.
Oh my God.
But he getting some much needed rest. He's gonna come back next year, ready to go. So Dallas is gonna be scary. Like
Yeah,
I'm not sleeping on the Mavericks.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I've never disliked the Mavericks. But I can't be a fan of them. I gotta stick with my Lakers. Like I'm not a bandwagoner. I don't hop. I don't team hop to the next hottest thing. No, I've never done it, and I'm gonna stand on business and not start. I've always been a Laker fan from thick and thin. Good times or bad, and these last 7 years was the worst years of my life as a Lakers
They
fan.
wasn't. We better go back a little bit, T.
Nah, this is worse.
I'm talking about.
This is worse than the '90s.
No. I'm just saying.
This was worse than
when Kobe
worse
was
than
injured on the way out. T.
This is worse than that.
I
It's
can't
worse
say
than
that.
that.
Yeah.
It's worse than
All
that.
right.
I can't say that. I can't say that.
It's worse.
We did end up getting the championship.
That
those-
nobody that 90% of the league don't respect.
Hey, look, it gives us one. It puts us in the running with the Celtics to beat them. So
The only reason why they said is because the Lakers won it and they don't like LeBron. Because look, this is what I say that a lot of people don't want to acknowledge and they know is true.
Okay.
Everybody's jumping on what Pat Riley said right after they lost. If anybody else said that, they would have got butchered. If LeBron James would have said exactly word for word what Pat Riley said after they lost, LeBron would have got crucified. So why are we giving Pat Riley a pass and everybody calling it um saying that it don't count after he, being a sore loser? Like, come on now. Let's keep a spade a spade. Like,
That's what.
people are just biologically retarded. That's all I can say. It's like
But
people just attracted to retardedness. It's like, oh, this is the dumbest shit I ever heard, but I like it because it sound good. I don't like the Lakers. I don't like LeBron, so it don't count.
but I gotta go because I got workouts, and
Yes.
I'll thank y'all for having me. And I'm
For
out.
sure, Deuce.
Thank
I
you, Juice. Come back.
To
Alright,
be
dude.
ready,
Stay ready.
There
and
we
you
go.
out.
All right.
My man, Deuce.
Uh, yeah,
Ooh.
he brought it.
Yeah.
He brought it.
So, yeah, well, we're gonna have to work it out. We have to get him on this show regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what what it all boils down to. Because
Right.
I say what people's afraid to say. It's
Ain't nothing
like
wrong with that.
Pat Riley was being a sore loser
Yeah.
and said, "Oh, this ring don't count." Would he would have said that if he would have won? Would he
No,
give the ring back?
absolutely not.
Would he would have gave it back?
No.
That
No.
was what I would have asked him. I was at Pat
No.
Riley. If you would have won the championship in the bubble, would you have gave the ring back because it don't count? Heck,
Real.
the answer is
Hell,
the answer
hell
is
no.
no.
Hell no.
And then if LeBron would have said that in the press conference, like, "Oh, this is in the bubble. This ring don't count," he would have got butchered.
They would have got butchered. Yeah.
But we giving Pat Riley a pass?
Mm-mm. Well, here's the deal with Pat Riley. We loved him while he was here, but the moment he faxed his thing to New York.
No, I always gonna respect Pat Riley
I
for
love
what he
Pat, but
show
come
for the
on,
showtime. But right is right and wrong is wrong.
right? That's right.
He was astronomically wrong when he made that comment. He was a
Yeah.
sore loser, but you're celebrating that.
Mm-hmm.
Let this whoever loses in these conference finals, let them say, "Oh no, um, we lost because we cheated. That we got cheated."
Nah,
They would get crucified.
they will. But
It's the same thing. It's like you lost,
yeah, take
and
that L. Take that
you
L like a man.
but you want to say, "Oh, it don't count anyway, so it don't matter that
Right.
we lost." And then everybody just ran with it because they don't. Nobody likes the Lakers,
Nope.
Yeah.
and they don't like LeBron.
They don't like LeBron.
So I will say this: I'm not a fan of LeBron. Never have and never will be. But I also tell people when they make these astronomically retarded statements, like, you cannot deny that this man is is a first ballot, going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's a top tier player in the NBA. You can't deny that.
Can't
His
deny.
athleticism alone is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
This nigga came in the league 6'9",
Actually,
240, and he was like Carmelo size,
the coach, he
flying through
wasn't that
the.
big coming in. He was about 6'6". He grew. He
Yeah.
grew from like 18 to 20, coach.
Yeah, he's not as big as he is now. He put on
No,
a lot of
well, I'm
mass,
saying he
but
was
when
about
he
he's
was
about Kobe size.
he was skinny when he came. No, he wasn't that small.
Nah,
He
what I
was
mean Kobe
six.
about
He
Kobe
was
height.
he wasn't. He was 6'8".
Nah, he
when
was
he came
about
in.
six,
He wasn't 6'8".
7.5. No, he grew to 6'9".
He wasn't. He
Ah,
was bigger than Kobe when he came in.
he's bigger than Kobe, but he grew to 6'9". though. That's what I'm telling you. He's about 6'7.5".
All right, we're not.
He grew
All
to
right,
6'9".
if we hit the 3 hour mark, Carlos is going to be very extremely pissed off. So I'm not going to argue with that because I gotta respect my co-host's time.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So um so let's go ahead and because we can have this discussion all day,
Okay,
because I live for it. I want the smoke.
I do too.
I want the smoke from
I do
anybody.
too.
I love
Me
it.
too.
I told a LeBron fan to his face, you've been eating retarded chips because everything that you're saying is retarded. Like
Hey,
you're using common sense statement and dipping it in bullshit and trying to make it sound good.
hey, coach. Since I'm a LeBron fan, I go in other chat rooms to particularly argue with those guys, and I be serving them up. The one thing they tend to forget. Not only I'm a LeBron fan, I'm an old school Laker fan. Magic, Scottie Pippen homeboy. So I pick fights just to eat them up. I eat
But
them up with them facts.
Yeah.
that's why um young me and young disciple is going to be a must see debate because I will destroy
I would
him
love that.
because he thinks that he's already lost because he's labeled me as somebody that doesn't have any common sense. That's just
Oh,
a fan. That's just a fan because
yeah,
he caught me off guard with a debate because I'm locked in on the show.
right.
So now we're full on the debate. I'm undefeated in debates.
Okay.
We're full on in the
Wow.
debate. I'm a destroy you because I know what your argument is stats.
Yeah.
Your argument is stats, and
Right.
I'm gonna dismantle that
Oh yeah.
with a plastic fork.
Uh,
I'm gonna dismantle that. I don't even need a sword. I'm gonna
you don't need a
dismantle that
sword.
dismantle that with a plastic fork
You gonna
because I'm
get
gonna be like, when was the last when was the last time anyone was considered the greatest of all time just on their stats alone? Name one outside of LeBron. That would have been that would have been my
right.
turning point.
Right.
That would have been the turning point, the beginning of the dismantleness of your argument. Because I'm gonna let you hang yourself first,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna put you in the coffin.
Then you gonna put him in the coffin.
Yep.
Because I'm like, name one person that was considered the greatest of all time based on their stats.
You
Name
already,
one.
you already, you already know the
Oh,
answer
when
to
he
that.
said when he can't come up with nothing, I'm like, okay, so basically, you're trying to say your argument for him being better than these players based on his stats make him better, but you cannot name a person before him that was considered the best, better than everyone else because of their stats.
Right.
You can't name one.
Right. But
And then I heard Chris on Man Down say something that was so outrageous that I almost ended my membership to his channel.
Damn, is that bad?
And he said David Robinson was a better basketball player than LeBron James.
Wow.
now, see, when this is as a LeBron fan, what blows my mind, bro. I'm good if you saying MJ, Cole, Magic, or Bird, but a man who could not win a title without Tim Duncan is better than LeBron. You got to be on something. You got to be on. The thing is, I can
He was
respect.
not he can shoot, but he was not a better shooter than LeBron James
No, he
was.
was not.
He was not. He's not a better ball handler than LeBron James.
No, he's not.
The only
Nope.
thing he has, he's not more athletic than LeBron James.
Oh
No,
no.
he's not.
Nope.
So
Even though I love David, he's a fellow Navy man at the
yeah, I love
academy.
David Robertson too, but
He got
I'm not going
guns.
to lie.
But we can't lie.
I don't like. I'm not a fan of LeBron James, but I'm not going to lie.
I can't lie. Right.
Like
Um.
you can't
Nah,
even say you can say Kareem has better career than LeBron James based on his achievements, but you can't say he's a better athlete and a better basketball player
right.
than LeBron James. You cannot make that argument
Right.
with a straight face
No. Mm.
Right.
No, you can't do that.
because he cannot shoot better than LeBron. He cannot handle the rock better than LeBron. And
Yeah.
When guys make those type of statements, now even though me and
sorry,
Bruce,
Carlos.
My gosh.
yeah,
It's all right. It's all right.
but when
You know.
guys make those kind of statements, Carlos,
Yeah.
I question their objectivity.
Hmm. All right.
Yeah, because
I,
one thing, if me and Tony could, me or Tony, or let's just say Bruce from the format, we could
Yeah.
disagree, but I can see the logic on where they're coming from. I can't see his logic. When I can't see your logic, that's when I label you a hater.
Hmm.
yeah, you just making points. You just pulling points out your ass,
That's what
basically.
I'm saying. No.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah. Pretty
like
much. Yeah.
like what argument can you make to say David Robinson was a better? You're just doing it.
Right.
Like what argument?
Yeah. So with me and Bruce, and and I love Shaq for what he did for the Lakers. He got Shaq ranked higher than LeBron, and I was just like, oh, but that's the only time, Bruce, I have to question your sanity on that one. And
Shaq
I
was
love
just
Shaq.
Shaq was just dominant, but where's
Shaq
this?
was
But
dominant, but
he was not more skilled than LeBron
he
James.
wasn't more skilled. Nor Shaq hurt me as a Lakers fan because had he committed, do you know Kobe Bryant would surpass Michael Jordan in
He
far as
would have never.
championships?
Well, first off, he would have never surpassed Michael Jordan
No,
in
I
any.
said in championships.
Um, yeah, but they would
Yeah,
all had an
but I'm just
asterisk behind it because they would have had he had that monster with Shaq and
he had that.
Jordan
But
never
I'm
had
just
that.
saying. But I mean that was
That's
Kobe's
why,
time.
but that's why nobody would have never put him over. The only thing that could have that saved his legacy was him winning the two without Shaq.
Yeah,
That's what saved his legacy. If he would have
that
won
right
all
there.
his titles with Shaq and Shaq
Yeah,
dominating,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
he would
That,
have never
yeah.
been.
Right,
He would have never been considered a
right,
top five, top 10 ever.
right. But I'm
He would
just saying.
always he would always been looked at as Shaq's sidekick.
Right, but I'm just thinking from Kobe's perspective. If he really dedicated his body and staying in shape and stayed the
I'll take
course.
that off the screen, Carlos, because I think we're done talking playoffs. I think once we get
Yeah.
done with this, we'll just wrap
Yeah,
up.
we'll
Yeah. Yeah.
wrap up. But I was just far as Shaq, it hurt me because had he stayed dedicated, he stayed in shape. I think he could have had a real better goat case.
I don't think he ever would have been in a GOAT conversation, to be honest,
Ooh,
because he always needed that. He always needed that. But that's the curse of being a center.
thank you.
You always need that
The
guard.
guard to get you the ball.
The
Yep.
only big man that you can say that can carry the team by himself, but never got the acknowledgement because it was Will Chamberlain.
What about what about Akeem?
He had those two runs, but
Yeah.
the King can't fuck with Will.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
He can't. He can't. And
Yeah.
I'll argue Bruce that to
I know you would.
thick and thin. Because the only leg up he has is because nobody in today's era seen Wilt play.
That's true.
If you would have able to see Wilt play throughout his career, it would have been no argument as who's the best big man ever walked.
I've seen some of his highlights and how long he
No, the story,
the
like,
stories.
and
But
it's all factual. Like this dude retired from the league and went and dominated two sports that he never played before.
yeah,
Like he didn't just play; he dominated them,
yeah,
and that was his first time playing them.
yeah.
I'm like, the dude was 7'1" and got his waist. He got his waist rim high.
Uh-huh.
He had a 42-inch vertical.
Yep.
Like he's the only one
But
that.
he also competed in track and in the high jump and everything.
Yeah, he dominated that. He didn't do that.
dominated.
He did that after he retired, when he was pushing in his 40s. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Hakeem never did. Hakeem, no.
Yep.
He would destroy Hakeem. Hakeem can't wouldn't be able to touch him.
He blocked my boy,
He would destroy Hakeem.
but he blocked my boy Cap.
He
the only person who
he
can
would have
block.
blocked that. He would have blocked that fadeaway. Him trying to get that fadeaway off of him.
Yep.
He would have got that too.
Wilt was
Hakeem would have got that at his peak because he got the sky hook at his
he
peak.
got a sky hook. He the only guy who could block Cap.
Like Kareem is considered one of, if not the
Right.
best big men ever
Yep.
to play the game. Wilt on his decline, destroyed prime Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like their contest was not close.
Uh,
It was all one-sided. The only center that ever gave him problems was Bill Russell.
Mm.
And it's only because Bill Russell had a team. He had
That's
the
right there.
best defensive team around him. They
Yep.
defended. He gets all the credit, but Wilt will tell you, no, it was they had the best team
Mm, right.
defense.
Yeah,
They defended him 5 against 1,
yep. And then
and he
Bill Russell would tell
still
you. Was
pushed them to their limit. Like it wasn't dominating fashion. Like yeah, you say, oh, Wilt got 11 in a row. He built
no, the
Wilt Chamberlain.
Celtics beat Wilt.
Like it was no, it was not. That's why I
The
said
Celtics, not
my
just Bill. The
the,
Celtics.
the
Yeah.
evidence tells me he is the most dominant big man that ever played a game.
Right.
He's the best big man that ever played a game.
Probably the greatest athlete.
The best athlete ever to jump in play in the NBA, and it's not even close. And his numbers back it up.
Right. Cartoonish.
It's like NBA 2K my career numbers.
Right. Well, one thing we know now, Mr. Carlos, you won't
Yeah.
forget who the Big Dipper is.
Yep, that's gonna be the popular question. Yep.
Yeah, I still can't believe he asked Jace. I still
I
can't believe
know.
he asked Jace that, man.
But they couldn't
Yeah.
believe you asked him that.
Yeah, same thing.
Ask him now. He. Y'all don't see what y'all are not getting through to y'all skulls is Carlos does his research. Like he's been doing this for years
Right,
before
right.
this podcast. Like he's been making them posts and stuff on his Instagram for the last 3 or 4 years.
Right.
Yeah.
He knows his basketball,
Right.
so he should have known who the Big Dipper was.
I guess
Yeah.
probably.
He know
Carlos,
now.
Yeah.
Carlos,
Yeah, I definitely know now.
He know now. That's
Carlos,
that coach. He know now.
Carlos, stop it. Like, well, it's not even close, dude. And I'm not even. I'm not in. And this is why I don't argue. I don't argue
Right.
because the Bible says don't argue with fools anyway.
That argue with fool.
Wow.
So I don't argue with fools. But if the I understand he likes Hakeem. I can respect that. Yeah,
I love
Hakeem was
Hakeem.
dominant.
I love
Yeah.
him
He
too.
dominated all those centers. But we gloss over the fact that it was an era with
We do.
the that was big man heavy.
Right.
But we ignore the era before them that set the groundwork
We,
for them because they played in the roughest times.
yep.
There
Yeah.
was no charter flights. There
Uh-uh.
was no signature shoes.
Uh-uh.
There was no endorsements.
Uh-uh.
None of that. They built the groundwork for
They
what
did.
we have, for what we had growing up in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
They were playing in gymnasiums. They were not playing in sold out arenas.
Uh-huh.
You know, they were playing in they were playing in gymnasiums.
Right.
They didn't have national televised
Uh-uh.
games.
Oh yeah,
It
no.
was tape delay. A lot of it was tape delay. If,
It was
Tape
tape
delay.
delay or radio only.
right.
So you didn't get to see because like they said I can't remember who said it. They thought Larry Bird was black when he was playing in Indiana State.
Yeah.
They
The
thought
same-
Larry Bird was black.
Right.
Is the way they were describing how he played, and he said
Right.
when they actually saw him in person, they couldn't believe that he was white
Yeah.
because a lot of them they were it was like they built the groundwork for what we have. So
Right.
I'm the one. Now I'll say this to Transformer to his face. Like you cannot make an argument if you're not going to be 1000% truthful.
Right.
If you're only going to be biased on your era, then you shouldn't be arguing. No,
Right.
you should not make an argument on something that was before your time. And you cannot and you cannot say that this era is better than the past if you're not going to do your homework on the past.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you cannot say this era. Like people that make arguments like, oh, Luka can go down to the 70s and he'll dominate because, fucking right. You know who they had back then? They had Jerry West, Pistol Pete,
And Jerry West was Jerry
Oscar
West
Robinson.
Jerry West was a bad man.
Yeah.
Them dudes used to had day jobs.
He Yeah.
and come leave their day job, go say hi to their wives, smoke a cigar, smoke cigarettes, and then go hoop. Like they weren't making the type of money that they're making now. They
No.
had like
Never
these
close.
dudes had 2 and 3 jobs while they were playing in the NBA. Like they were tougher. They tougher than these guys.
Yeah,
Like
most
these
definitely.
guys are crying about. You talking about they gonna go in there and beat those guys, and they're crying about playing 82 games.
Yeah, load management, like
These
that.
dudes had
That
day
that was
jobs. These dudes were. This is where the plumbers and electricians came in because they had day jobs.
Right.
They'll work eight. They work 8, 9, 10, 11 hour shifts
Uh-huh.
and play 82 games.
Yep.
that's crazy.
Like they were built different and dealing with racism
Yeah, they were.
and like the shit that Bill Russell dealt with
Oh
as the
Lord.
only black man on that squad.
Oh
They
yeah.
didn't care that they were winning championships. To them,
No,
you was
they didn't.
still the N word to them.
Yep.
Hmm.
You're not no. You're not allowed to celebrate with the team. No,
Uh-huh.
you can't do this. You can't do that. Boston. That's why. That's one of the main reasons why I can't stand Boston to this day.
They treated it.
They still racist out there.
Yeah.
A lot of them still haven't got out of that. They still
Yeah.
racist out there.
Right.
Hmm.
So I don't like the people out there. I mean, the city's beautiful. I ain't gonna
Right.
lie.
Yeah.
Boston's a beautiful city. They have a lot of the traditions from the 19th century still to this day. The narrow streets and
Yeah.
all that. Boston's a beautiful city. I just can't. I just don't like them.
You can't rock with them. And then
Can't
too,
rock.
that's always been us as Laker fans though. Uh, Nothing made me more happy when New York put Boston out and the sad look of Bruce's face. I loved it. I loved it because he was yucking it up on us. He tried to uh, celebrate our pain when we lost. Lakers, he had his little memes, he had his rhymes. Oh,
Memes.
he was feeling himself.
Yeah, he even came on here talking about Wolves and Five.
Yeah. And he loved the fact how you went off on your rant. He said this is the greatest rant he ever heard.
Yeah, and then he had to go give. He had to give his.
He had to give his.
He had to give his.
He had
Yeah.
to give his. Right.
And I didn't even get. I didn't watch it live. I watched. I had to go back and watch it, and I was
Right.
like,
But
yeah,
but
he
nah,
made it.
though I think this is the one thing I do respect about this show. We're gonna keep it a buck. And then too, if you know you whether if I like somebody I don't like them, you know I have to be honest in assessing their skills. So and assessing what really happened.
Mhm.
And then you know, as far as those guard arguments, it's hard to say LeBron is the GOAT. It's hard to say Jordan is the GOAT because of all those guys in the past. And then you never know till you play. And you can't play those people. It would have been interesting to see how MJ thought he would, but Wilt told him, "No, you wasn't going to do that on me." He told him at the 50th
Yeah, he
greatest
told him
play.
to his face,
He told him to his face,
nah.
"Nah,
You,
Mikey Jordan,
he said you weren't gonna do that against. No, he said it against us.
us."
He's talking about his era, his
There.
his era. He's like, you
Right.
ain't gonna do. You wasn't doing that against us.
And I
And
told him,
no, he said you ain't doing it to us. You damn sure ain't doing it against me.
yeah, he told him that straight up. He
He
told him
said he never liked. He didn't dislike Jordan. He just
he didn't
disliked the idea that they were
that
doing
much.
what they're doing now
Right.
with LeBron James to
Right.
Jordan's era.
Yeah.
Is that they were doing that to his era,
There you go.
and he was like he wasn't having it. And at least one thing I can respect him, he didn't tell it to TV.
He told him
He
to
didn't tell it. He didn't tell it to his homies. He
Uh-uh.
told it to Jordan. He told it to Jordan's face
himself.
that you wasn't that what it was. He was like,
Yeah.
no, that wasn't going down against us.
And
You
then
you wasn't coming in the lane, flying through the lane like
No.
that on us.
not in the 80s. And that was the thing that a lot of people didn't understand. And I told Scotty this. I was like,
No, that was the 50s and no,
right, that's 50. But I told Scotty this. I said, Scotty, you know,
oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do know Scotty.
I said, Scotty, I said, them 80s team, them Showtime Lakers team, Celtics, I don't think you guys would have went 6-0 against them. Nah, You would have. I think y'all would have had to take some L's because I thought they were better
No,
teams, and then they played the game a lot
they wouldn't
different.
be. They wasn't beating. Not at their peak. No,
Nah,
not at the
I think
Showtime Lakers peak. They
no.
wasn't. They
Or
wouldn't
the
even.
Celtics.
They wouldn't even got out the East because they wouldn't have got past the Bird Celtics.
No, that's what I told them.
Yeah.
They barely got past Isaiah's Pistons.
Yeah, and boy, every year, I'm no fan of the Pistons. Every year from like 88, 89, they would just lose all the time, and you just hope for the Bulls to win. You cheering from a homeboy, and it was tough. So, Michael, a lot of times when I look at these people called so-called greats, you got to pay the price to be a champion, and he paid it. I give Michael that.
Yeah, he took all them. He didn't cry about what they were saying about
Nope.
him.
He didn't cry.
He took it as motivation.
He took it as
He
motivation.
he got it in the weight room. It's like, oh, you saying I can't win? Okay,
Yeah.
and he won.
And not only did he win, he had to drive his teammates and those other guys had to fight in order to win.
But he learned that
He learned that.
from Phil Jackson. He was like, if you're gonna win, you need your other guys.
You need your
Because
other guy.
he was trying to do it himself. He was trying to prove that that no matter who's in front of me, I can beat him.
Right.
And he had to let him know, like, no,
Yeah. And then
you need your other guys to be on the same page as you.
but see, this is the thing with LeBron. He's naturally like that. What he had to learn, if I'm gonna be the man, if I'm gonna be the leader of my team, sometimes I gotta I gotta take charge and I gotta get accountability and responsibility. That's when he started winning. He had to take it upon himself.
Yeah.
But we'll finish this
We'll
conversation in the
okay.
green room.
All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna go out so I can let Carlos go.
All right.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so Chief, we'll finish this conversation in the green room
Okay.
because of you spitting facts.
Okay.
But Carlos,
Yes.
Carlos.
All right.
count us out.
All right. In 3, 2, 1.
To be ready.
Stay ready. You gotta stay ready.
Yeah.
And we out.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.